Welcome, race fans, to Delaware Speedway. We've launched the 2026 Dayco Superstock Series right now. I'm Adam Ross, joined by Jamie Maudsley up here in the booth. Clinton Jeffrey is trackside. And if you've been here with us all day, you'll know we've been through a lot already together. Mother Nature has dealt just about everything she can here this afternoon, but it looks like things are prepared, and we're going to go racing. We have scrapped qualifying. We have scrapped any heat races. All we're going to see tonight is feature events, starting with the Dayco Superstocks. 20 cars strong here this afternoon. And if you're just tuning in, you're probably thinking, these guys are nuts. It looks like a beautiful day. And Jamie, yes, it does, doesn't it?
We had a tornado warning at one point. Everybody's phone was going off on the same time. We had some inclement weather for sure, but everything's cleared. The track is dry, or pretty much dry, and we are ready to go with Superstocks to kick off the 2026 Dayco Superstock season. You can see the Superstocks just gridding up on the front. There's a view of earlier this afternoon. It was a Delaware monsoon for sure.
And this, we're not talking about hours and hours. This was about 90 minutes ago. And it was biblical.
And it lasted about half an hour. You can see the entrance to the pits. There's the puddle.
Lake Delaware.
Yeah, that forms every time we get significant rainfall, and it fell a lot and in a hurry. But looks like we got everything dry now.
Everything is dry, including, and I can see him down there, Clinton Jeffrey and Jackson are ready to do business. I love that we're starting the season here at Delaware Speedway, because there is no place where Clinton and Jack have to run farther and more often and faster than right here at Delaware Speedway. He's looking fresh right now. I want you to get a good look at him. I believe he's down there with DJ Kennington. Clint, how are the spirits down on pit road?
DJ, how's your spirit? Adam wants to know today.
We're doing okay. We're going to try to get this Castrol car. We're going to get lucky here and get a start on the poles. So hopefully we can lead a few laps and see what we got. It's a brand new car. Got a few laps on it today. Everything feels okay, but you won't know until you race it.
You know, obviously, if you have a good run here tonight, are we going to see the APC points for the year, or are you just dabbling in and out when it feels good at home?
We love the APC series. I love what they do. Luke and them do a great job. And obviously, Delaware's my home track. I always love it here. And we're going to try to run as many as we can. But with the NASCAR schedule and so on, it gets pretty tough in the middle of summer. But you never know. We'll see what we can do.
Let's look for better results than we saw in the 300 at the end of last fall.
Man, my batting average in these things hasn't been good lately. So we're going to see if we can up it a bit today.
All right, good luck to DJ. While I'm here, Adam, I'm going to jump in and grab Kyle Steckley, too. Kyle, talk to us. Kyle, you've had a heck of a week. Obviously, your ARCA run yesterday at Watkins Glen. Back here today. Are you getting any sleep? Are you getting any food? How's it going, man?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been busy, but a lot of fun. So happy to be here at Delaware Speedway. We got a really fast APC Auto Parts Center's number 22 car, and we pulled a 6 for the starting position, but hopefully we can make it to the front in 100 laps.
All right, guys, we have lots of stories to follow down here on pit road today. We'll send it back to you guys to get ready to go for the Superstocks here tonight.
Thanks, Clinton. 100 laps is far from a sprint race for these late models. I think we're going to see some cars pick up speed as the event goes on. Some cars lose speed. Talking to Dale Shaw a little earlier on pit road, said every time they touched the racetrack, it got tighter and tighter. But, and this is important, he said by the time we go racing, it will have cooled off a lot. And I think we all expected that, Jamie, when the rain left, it would have cooled off a lot. It did not. So this might have thrown these teams for a little bit of a curveball.
And most tracks tighten up as the night goes on, but Delaware just seems to tighten up a little more than most.
The officials say it's time to introduce the starting lineup for the Dayco Superstock Series. Here's Jamie Maudsley with the starting grid.
Starting 21st in the Parkies pick by John Parkinson, number 83 out of St. Thomas. That is Brody Rickwood. In the 5 machine out of Sarnia, that's the Menzie Automotive entry. It's Chuck Menzie. The 0-2, sponsored by Delaware Parts and Pumps and Tungsten Cozy Electric. It's the 0-2, Brendan Patrick, making his Superstock debut tonight. In the 4D out of London, that's the Edgar Excavating number 4D. That's Brendan Edgar. Starting on the inside of that row in the London Property Corporation, number 63, it's Cole Burrows. In the HumberviewParts.c Action Utility Trailers, number 29, all the way from North Bay. Put those hands together for Paul Pepper. Starting 15th in the 48X, the Guns Auto Service Machine. Out of Innisville, Ontario, also sponsored by Stewart's Equipment. That is Colton Everingham. In the 31 machine, that's the yellow and black entry. It's Chad Corcoran. 56 machine. Out of St. Thomas, sponsored by Love Days Towing, making his first super stock start. From St. Thomas, that's Lucas Orr. On the outside of row 6, in the 00, out of Dorchester, the Yoivu Office Phones, APC 00, that's Jay Cox. On the inside of row 6, in the Karras Welding Grace Transport number 20, from Strathroy, that's Mason Culver. Former winner here at Delaware Speedway and Daco Superstock Action. He drives the Pure Energy Dance Studio number 36. Put those hands together for Hudson Nagy. In the 45 machine out of Brights Grove, Ontario, that is Ryan Bright. The 14 on the outside of row 5, the Nutty Carlo Group, number 14. From Crediton, put your hands together for the Wild Man, Cody Wilds. And on the inside of row 4, he drives the 89C, sponsored by Stewart's Equipment Kubota, Sean Chenoweth out of Interkip. In the 57 machine, another Loves Day Towing entry. This is the brother of Lucas Orr, also from St. Thomas, feature winner last year at Delaware. In weekly action, it's Ethan Orr. On the inside of row 3, he drives the Bingo Country Jackpot number 28. Put those hands together for London's Ryan Dyson. On the outside of row 2, in the Inventory Express number 1, out of Lucan. He's a multi-time Delaware Speedway track champ. Put those hands together for Trevor Culver. On the inside of row 2, he drives the Radar Auto Parts, APC sponsored 07. From St. Thomas, that's Nick Ramsey. And on the outside of the front row, he is a 2-time series champ, second on the all-time wins list. In the Bester Forest product, number 36Z, it's the Thrillbilly out of Brantford, Lane Zardo. And on the pole, in the 77 machine, long-time Delaware Speedway competitor, the London Drive Systems entry. Out of the Mount Bridges Strathroy corridor, put those hands together for Hollywood, Darrell Lake. And that's your starting lineup for tonight's Daco 50 lapper to kick off our Daco Super Stock Series in 2026. An impressive field of 21 cars. And we'll see what happens when they let loose in just a couple minutes.
Gorgeous looking cars down there. It's hard to tell where the field stops and the pace car starts. Pace car looks a lot like a race car.
If he's out there anywhere near DJ, you're going to think you're seeing double almost.
Right?
Of course, former Delaware Speedway late model driver, Superstock champ, truck champ Gary Adrianson. I believe behind the wheels of that Dodge Challenger, courtesy of Oxford Dodge. There he is. Former racing legend, Gary Adrianson.
You know what, though?
I wonder if it bugs him that you say former now.
As the pace car driver, you have an opportunity to remain a legend.
And lead a lot of laps.
You know, it's a stretch. It's hard to do, but we're raising the bar.
So I know Gary's niece and nephew, and that's the joke last year when he became the pace car driver. So you guys going to start cheering for the pace car now? That would be awkward, wouldn't it?
Well, guys, we are ready to fire them up. Fans, are you ready to go racing today? We're here. The weather, we beat it. Let's go. Help us out now. 3, 2, 1. Drivers, start your engines.
The field roars to life on the front straightaway. Jamie, we saw some teams have some challenges in the practice sessions earlier on today. Different mechanical gremlins, but it looks like they have all made it to the starting line.
So they're lined up by practice speeds. And as is customary, first race of the year for either the APC series or the Dayco series, the top 6 does a pill draw. So the top 6 are the top 6 in qualifying. From 7th on back, they're starting straight up.
All the way through 10 rows of beautifully prepared super stocks. We'll take the first of what will be a few pace laps, and these drivers will get a chance to feel things out. The team has done a great job getting the track dry to the best of their ability. And I think you're going to be all right, Jamie, unless you get down. If you get so far to the inside of the front stretch where you're in damp pavement, you were already in trouble.
You're in deep trouble before you even got there. So we had one of these drivers in action last night. If you remember, Adam, years ago, the Brandy Point Services crew brought out an El Camino for the Oscar Hot Rod Series, and they proceeded to wad it up in its maiden voyage. The car has finally been fixed after about 5 years. They turned it into a V8 stock, and Nick Ramsey ran last night in it. So we got the wave lap this time by. If you're in the stands, grab something white, grab something bright, a seat cushion, a hat. Your neighbor, if he's light enough, give him a wave. These drivers all waving back as they're, oh, look, Gary even figured out how to open the sunroof, too. Lots of buttons for him to play with.
I told you, the pace car driver can do memorable things. You just wait.
He tried to set a record last year when he had the electric pace car. We had him on the clock one night while they were track drying.
And how did that go?
25 and change, I believe, so not too bad. He had a bad push in it. Couldn't get that out. Darrell Lake on the point, long-time Delaware Speedway competitor. Started here in junior late models back in the day. Progressed to a street stock out of the Dave Lawrence camp. Ran late models for a number of years and has stepped back to the Super Series program as his family has grown.
And I know I'm jumping topics here a little bit, but Clinton, if you get a chance, talk to Jake or Nick Sheridan. It looked like they were changing carburetors after practice earlier on, and I wanted to get in and chat with Jake, but he had a really intense look on his face.
You know what, I noticed 3 things down here. A lot of guys had the hood up. Ray Morneau was changing an air filter. Brandon Watson was changing an air filter. So I gotta wonder what it is, and we'll find out what that situation was. Yeah, but a lot of guys working in the carburetor area of the car early in the day, guys.
Well, I think they all anticipated that it was going to cool off an awful lot, and it may. It probably will. But will it cool off before they're out there starting their 100-lap Dayco 100?
We'll have to keep an eye on the Doppler as we move forward here. Check the barometric pressure. Is that what they call it?
Barometric pressure. And I don't mean to brag, but if you want to find the hottest part of Delaware Speedway, you'll come and sit right next to us.
Right in the terrarium.
Yes. In the heart of the summer, this must be wild in here.
She gets a little warm. Now, we got the AC vent just to our right, though.
I've got you just to my right.
Well, to my right is the AC vent. And if you stand in the right spot, when it gets really hot in here, you can get the AC to blow right up your leg.
Oh, Jamie. It's a long season. We're not going to start out here.
Guys, I got Ray Morneau here. Ray, you were one of the guys working on your carburetor situation. What was the deal there?
Yeah, just some water. It monsooned here earlier, so we had some water in the car, or in the air box. So just getting that changed out, make sure we got a fresh filter in there, and no water getting in the carburetor.
Other than that, you feel good?
Yeah, I think so. I think we got a good Port City race car, and we're looking forward to 100 laps here.
Good luck, Ray.
Thank you.
Talk to us for the right reasons, as we like to say. Ray Morneau, driver of the third. And there you hear, guys, lots of guys dealing with the moisture down here. We're working down. We're see if we find the Sheridans for you.
So I just got a message from Gary Adrianson's niece's boyfriend, and it just said, "Go pace car."
Nice. See, everyone
He's
needs
still got
moral
fans.
support.
Yeah, he's still got fans. I'd like to welcome James and Megan. Hope they're enjoying themselves here. Well, there's an interesting use of the blower right there. 1 to go sign coming out this time by.
That's the definition of a losing battle.
Or ingenuity, one of the two. I've never seen a blower be used like that before.
I haven't either, but everything you say for the last 5 minutes feels like a trap. We're going to go green this time at a turn number 4. Darrell Lake and Lane Zardo going to lead us down into turn 1 here at Delaware Speedway. The 2026 Dayco Superstock Series schedule is underway.
A couple tough customers back there in row number 2. You got the defending truck champ, Trevor Culver, the 07 of Nick Ramsey, who won last year on opening night. And they shuffle Zardo up to the high side. And how about that? Darrell Hollywood Lake takes the lead. Here comes Ramsey filling the hole on the bottom.
Looked like Lane wanted to pinch Dale down into turn number 1, or Darrell rather, down into turn number 1. Did not work out for him. Now he's got a battle with Ramsey. They're side by side for turns 1 and 2.
Right behind them, Trevor Culver, again, multi-time Delaware Speedway champ in the 1 machine. He's trying to keep Zardo pinned on the outside as well. We'll see if he can do it. Zardo on the high side. Culver didn't quite get the run he was looking for off of turn 4. Now Zardo on the attack.
That never stops. Lane Zardo is always on the attack out there in that 36. Trevor Culver in the 1, one of the drivers we have to watch for, and Ryan Dyson making a move out there, trying to break into the top 5.
Lane Zardo second all-time in wins in the Dayco Superstock series behind Carson Nagy, who has stepped up to a Friday Night Delaware late model. It's Lake, Ramsey, Zardo, then the 1 of Culver. How about the 57? Ethan Orr having a good run here in the early going.
Orr looking great right now, and there's a lot to be learned for a young driver following that top 5. Orr out there in the 57.
So Ethan Orr started 6th spot, now up into 5th. Got his first feature win last year towards the end of the year in that 57. Some good folks helping him on that machine. Kid's made a lot of progress since he started racing 4 or 5 years ago, and getting his feet wet in the Dayco series here now, and solid top 5 run here early in the day.
And it's a progression, right? You learn to race, you learn to drive a car in circles, then you learn to race with the pack, and quite often it's the back of the pack. And then you sort of move your way along to where you're a mid-pack runner, and then once you get the chance to race at the front, that's when you can really sharpen your racecraft and hone your skills.
And they bring a pile of fans too for the Orr boys, and they all sit right down in front of us. They kind of teamed up with the Morneau crew over the last couple years, and I've never heard like 20 people make that much noise.
Well, that makes things exciting. Nick Ramsey closing in on our race leader, Darrell Lake.
Well, that's happening. Orr is filling up the rearview mirror of Trevor Culver. 6th spot, a little bit back, Ryan Dyson in the jackpot bingo machine. 7th is Chenoweth, 8th's Hudson Nagy. Again, Nagy a winner here. Delaware Speedway in a Dayco race back in the fall of 2024.
Lake has started to build a bit of a gap again on Ramsey. They're running extremely similar lap times. Ramsey lost a little bit of speed that lap. Lane Zardo's huddled into the 3rd spot, about a dozen car lengths off the back end of the Ramsey 07, but he's pulling away himself from Trevor Culver.
And something definitely wrong on that 83 machine, Brody Rickwood. One of our normal fast runners here at Delaware Speedway. That car is off the pace severely, that 83. He is just limping it around here as everybody piles by on the outside. You see the 56 of Lucas Orr. Get to the outside of him as well. There's the 29 of Paul Pepper. Good to see Pepper making the long haul from North Bay. Haven't seen him at Delaware Speedway too many times.
Always a beautiful looking race car. Paul Pepper brings nice looking cars to the track.
One more guy who's in double duty this weekend, Colton Everingham. He ran the V8 stock race last night to shake that 48X down. The Guns Auto Service entry off turn 4 and down the front stretch. He's racing back there with the 31 of Cochrane right now.
Out in front, Darrell Lake has continued just an inch away from Nick Ramsey. Ramsey closed the gap for many laps, and then Lake looked like he had a little bit of an extra gear, but as I watch, I don't know if it's something in the reflection of that window, but I keep thinking I see smoke out the back of some of these cars.
Ramsey keeping that distance between him and the leader, about 5 car lengths right now. Off turn 4, they work down the front stretches. Lake still leading in the 77. Ramsey goes second. Then it's about 10-12 car lengths back to defending series champ Lane Zardo.
Everyone sort of, whoa, a little bit of action at the back of the pack, the 20 and the 56. Lucas Orr in the 56. Mason Culver in the 20, getting up close and personal down there coming off of turn 2, the last lap. Now they're side by side off the corner.
You see Ryan Bright back out in the 45 machine. Haven't seen him out at Delaware on a regular basis in a couple of years. Former feature winner in that 45 car. We've got Mason Culver climbing all over him right now. Mason Culver, one of our rookies here on tour. Oh, some contact. He got Bright shoved up the speedway. Paul Pepper had to take evasive maneuvers to not run through the back of Ryan Bright.
Yeah, Pepper went up the track there and Orr went down the track. Worked out a little bit better for Orr in that 56.
Job by Lucas Orr, the youngster, making his first super stock start after stepping up from the V8 division.
Beautiful looking car. They're racing just outside of the top 10. Lucas Orr runs in the 12th spot right now in that orange 56.
There's Lucas Orr way up the speedway there. Got in too hot. It's going to cost him a spot. Ryan Bright to the bottom. We also got Paul Pepper working on his left side as well, down into 3 and 4. There's the HumberviewParts.ca machine. Paul Pepper out of North Bay. Racing the St. Thomas driver, Lucas Orr in the 56. And they are going at it here. Good racing between Pepper and Orr.
Side by side down the back straightaway. Pepper on the inside, Orr up on the high side. Orr drives it deep down into 3 and 4, trying to maintain that track position. But Pepper going to get around and take that spot.
And now Orr's falling into the clutches of Colton Everingham. But just wait, Orr's not done. He's going back after Pepper down into 3 and 4.
And they're closing in on the Rickwood 83. Quickly, oh, contact. Orr slides up the racetrack. I don't know if he saw Rickwood and was trying to go up and didn't think Pepper was still there, but a little bit of contact, a little bit of smoke, a little bit of sliding around. Orr might have a problem.
Well, he opened the bottom door up there off of 2. Colton Everingham quickly shoved his foot in it in the 48X. We're going to see a replay of that contact. And yeah, I think Orr just got in a little too deep, got loose. And as he caught it, got into the side of Pepper. And he is under assault. Everingham's got by. Looks like Cochrane's going to get by as well.
Yeah, Chad Corcoran in the 31 car makes the pass, and Orr going to come back on him. Got to his back bumper, didn't push the issue there down into 3 and 4. We scan the racetrack back to the front of the field. Darrell Lake, I'd say it's about a 20 car length advantage over Nick Ramsey. They've kind of settled into running similar lap times again. within about a half a tenth a second a lap.
The guy we haven't talked about running 9th right now is Jay Cox in that 00. So he's inside the top 10, just ahead of that battle there on the Speedway. So Cox in the 00. I was to their shop yesterday, and they just got their motor back, Adam, yesterday morning. So I walked in the shop, and I said, well, you're ahead of schedule. And Jamie said, well, what do you mean? We just got the motor back this morning. I said, well, the Jamie Cox that I know would have went and picked it up Saturday morning. He says, true.
Oh, we got one slow on the front straightaway.
Brandon Edgar in the 4D off the pace. The Edgar Excavating entry, one of our regulars here on Friday night, getting his feet wet on tour.
He's a long way out of the way on the straightaway, but once you get to the corner, he's sort of in the racing line. And that will draw a yellow flag.
Definitely not what Darrell Lake wanted to see.
I would almost say these super stock races, historically, it's about a 50-50 shot whether you go green the entire way or have yellows.
We've had a lot of green flag, where there are a lot of races where there's been no yellows during the whole race. It's happened at Flamborough, it's happened here in Delaware. Flamborough a couple times.
I think we've done it at Peterborough maybe, because I remember being very surprised. Now Edgar looks like he's going faster through the pits than he was on the racetrack, but I think that's just my mind playing tricks on me.
Biggest surprise, Adam, so far is that the 36Z hasn't really been a factor up front. He was the fastest car in practice. I figured we'd see the Thrillbilly figure out how to get his way out front.
We're basically just past the halfway point. 26 laps in. Let's give you a field rundown. Darrell Lake leads the way in the 77 over the 07 to Nick Ramsey. 36 is Lane Zardo, the 1 Trevor Culver, 57 Ethan Orr. That is your top 5.
Ryan Dyson runs 6th, Hudson Nagy in 7th. Sean Chenoweth goes 8th, Jay Cox in 9th. Mason Culver rounds out the top 10.
Running 11th is Cody Wilds in the 14. The 45 of Ryan Bright is 12th. 13th, Paul Pepper in the 29. 14th, the 48X of Colton Everingham. 15th is the 31 of Chad Corcoran.
16th, the 56, Lucas Orr. The 63 of Cole Burrows in his first Delaware start, running 17th. Brendan Edgar showing 18th. Chuck Menzie 19th in the 5. And Brody Rickwood in the 83 is 20th. Brendan Patrick making his first super stock start. Obviously not going the way he wanted, but that is a long-time team here at Delaware Speedway. Mark Patrick ran for years and years. Brandon stepping up from the V8 stock class where he ran last year.
Well, guys, Jamie, two situations down here. Brendan Egger working on the right side of this car, trying to find out what's going on. They've had the hood up as well. He still sits in the car with the helmet on. Brody Rickwood was also in here. They lifted the hood on the 83 to see what could be the issue with him. Looked like they were looking for something under the carburetor ignition area. They got the hood back down, backed him back up, and Rickwood headed back to the Speedway, guys.
Looks like Colton Everingham also making a trip down pit road.
Rickwood was basically underwater coming through the pits as he made the turn onto pit road. And you know what? Ray Morneau was talking about water from the storm that did blow through here. The concern of water getting into the air filter. You wonder if something like that could have happened to the 83 of Rickwood or if it's something more serious.
Been talking about Lane Zardo, hadn't had a chance to talk to him all offseason, and that's normal for us. I mean, there's a lot of times you say goodbye to everybody in September, October, and then, hey, we'll see him again in May. So I did approach Zardo today. I said, how you doing? How are things? You have a good winter? He says, well, I'm above ground and I'm at the racetrack, so I'm in the right spot.
Lane will always give you a good answer. Give you a soundbite you can work with.
So choose rule coming into effect, and how about this? Nick Ramsey's going to take the 3 slot behind Hollywood Lake. He'll give the outside of that front row to the 36Z, your fastest car in practice. Lane Zardo, 2-time series champ. We'll see if Zardo's car is any better on the second restart than it was the initial restart.
Little surprised at Sean Chenoweth in the 89C, the Stewart's Equipment Kubota number 89, normally lightning fast in these super stocks. He is running in the top 10, but we would expect him to be a little closer to the front. Ryan Dyson in the 28, was he biding his time?
Dyson said they were happy with the car in practice last week. They came out and shook it down. I also had the chance to talk to Chenoweth today. I said, "You excited? You know, season opener here at Delaware." And he reminded me that I'm not good at here at Delaware. That was the big line. We've seen him be good at Delaware, whether it be in the street stock or the late model. It just seems like he might not have the consistency he wants here at the half mile.
No driver is harder on themselves than Sean Chenoweth in that 89. And I dare say probably nobody in this field of superstocks has higher expectations they demand of themselves than Sean Chenoweth as well.
He will roll on this restart from about 11th on the grid. Hudson Nagy's going to get some spots on the outside here.
So we're going to go one to go. There seemed to be some question on where people were supposed to line up on the racetrack after the choose had taken place, but looks like they're sorted out now.
So Lake and Zardo on the front row, Ramsey Culver on row 2. Then you've got Ethan Orr in the 57 and the 36 of Hudson Nagy in row 3. 26 laps down, 24 to go. Gary Adrianson will pull that Castro pace car down onto pit road. They work their way through the gearbox. They hit the restart box. Here they come. It's going to be Lake on the bottom, Zardo up top. They work through 1 and 2. Lake's going to pull out front, just like he did on the initial start. That 77's got a good package under him today.
Yeah, good start for Darrell Lake. Waited and waited through the restart zone before he finally took off. Lane Zardo goes up the racetrack. Nick Ramsey goes by. Culver gets to the inside. Orr going to try to slip through as well on the bottom.
Ethan Orr to the inside of the Thrillbilly, and who saw this one coming? Lane Zardo on the outside and struggling. They are all teaming up on that 36Z. Here's the bingo country machine of Ryan Dyson out of London on the bottom. Down the front stretch he goes. One Dayco Superstock win to his credit. And Zardo by half a car length down through 1 and 2.
Hudson Nagy now to the inside. Lane Zardo in the 36. Zardo making some good horsepower. He pulls away on the straightaway, but Nagy with that preferred inside lane will race down low off at turn number 4, but it'll be Zardo's position at the line.
Zardo's going to try to close the door on Nagy down into 1, but Hudson Nagy was still there. Now Nagy pulls even, now up by half a car length, and look at that scramble behind this. 2 wide, 3 wide, I believe Cody Wilds might have just scraped the wall off turn 2. There's that gaggle. Here they come to the stripe. Everingham has quickly dispatched a whole bunch of them. Paul Pepper's in the middle of a 3 wide.
That's a bad idea. I don't know if I did a good impression of him. I tried. 3 wide, challenging venture here at Delaware Speedway. Paul Pepper now hung up on the outside, and that number 29 racing alongside Lucas Orr in the 56 out in front. You're not missing much. Darrell Lake out in front by 4 or 5 car lengths over Nick Ramsey.
Ramsey's got about 8 car lengths back to third place Culver. They're pretty much single file. Hudson Nagy has got by Zardo. That's a battle for position over. Look at that. They are beating and banging at the back of the pack. Cody Wilds a little contact into Paul Pepper's Humberview Parts number 29 machine. They'll race down through 1 and 2. The Wild Man, Cody Wilds in the 14. Pepper in the 29.
Trevor Culver is running in the 3rd spot in that number 1. He's got Ethan Orr right behind him. But they are losing ground to the race leaders. The top 2 have opened up. About a third of a straightaway advantage over the 3rd place car. Nick Ramsey looks like he can keep pace with Darrell Lake in the 77, but it definitely doesn't look like he's got anything for the leader just yet.
Yeah, those front 2 seem to be the class of the field. They've got about a half a straightaway back to Culver. Then it's Orr, Dyson, Nagy, and Zardo. Then Another 10-12 car lengths back to Sean Chenoweth.
Deeper in the field, Colton Everingham in the 48 is holding off a few cars trying to make challenges. The 31 of Chad Corcoran, the 56 of Lucas Orr. Paul Pepper a few car lengths behind them.
Darrell Lake's won a bunch of super stock races over the year, but has yet to go to victory lane in a Dayco Super Stock Series event. So could be the maiden voyage to victory lane in the Dayco Series.
I'm not
for
imagining.
Hollywood
Yep,
Lake.
Culver is smoking. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of smoke as he pulls down on the pit road off turn 4. Big problems for your defending Delaware Speedway track super stock champ. The one of Trevor Culver will come to the attention of his pits down in the turn 4 area. Out front, still all Lake leading Nick Ramsey. And now Ethan Orr finds himself in 3rd spot.
And I haven't smelled it up here, but Clinton Jeffrey, we're getting reports that it might be a rear end issue, a very distinct smell when a rear end goes on one of these race cars. Clinton is working his way down to the turn 4 end.
Yeah, 100% rear end, Adam. You're right, the scent gives it away.
Ryan Dyson dives to the inside of Ethan Orr down into turn number 3, gets it sideways in 4. Hudson Nagy closing in. That's a great 3-car battle for position. They're racing for the 3rd spot now that Culver has been knocked out of this one.
Bronze medal on the line for those 3 drivers. How about Ethan Orr, though, in that 57? Showing he belongs with the best in the province. Ryan Dyson right behind him. There's Hudson Nagy as well running in the top 5. And they're about 10 car lengths ahead of Sean Chenoweth, who's 6th. 6th is Zardo, 7th is Chenoweth.
And the battle at the back of this one, and I hate saying it's the battle at the back because it's almost half the field. Colton Everingham right now has the 10th spot, but look at the cars behind him. They are lined up 5 deep to make a challenge on Colton Everingham in his top 10 position.
Ethan Orr just came under fire from Ryan Dyson. It almost cost Dyson the spot to Nagy. Here comes Nagy to the inside of Dyson. This is off turn 4, the battle for 4th. You've got Dyson up the top side, Nagy down low. They'll race down the front stretch into one. Nagy keeps trying to poke that nose in there, putting the heat on Ryan Dyson.
Laps are winding down and it's time to go. It'll be 7 laps remaining when Darrell Lake comes across the start-finish line this time.
15 career Dayco starts for Darrell Lake. He's got 2 top 5s, 5 top 10s, but is yet to go to victory lane in the Dayco race. Here comes Nagy. He's going to complete the pass. And he'll get by. Now Zardo tried to fill the hole under Dyson, couldn't make it happen. Zardo hangs a left out of turn 4, trying to get a run on the Bingo Country entry of Ryan Dyson. Can't get it done. He will tuck back in line now.
Hudson Nagy's car really coming to life here in the closing laps. Without a yellow, it's not going to help, but he's got some great speed running similar lap times right now to our race leader.
He's going to give Ethan Orr all he can handle before the end of this one. They work down into one again, Orr, Nagy, and then Zardo and Dyson hooking up right behind them. 5 laps to go. Going to be 4 at the stripe this time by just 2 miles of real estate to cover for Darrell Hollywood Lake out of Mount Bridges. He's been victory lane a bunch in super stocks over the year, but never in a Dayco race. So big moment for driver 77 right now. And there you see Orr and Nagy still going at it for that 3rd spot. It's far from over.
Nagy has a look to the inside in 3 and 4, keeping the nose to the bottom, but Orr going to pull him off the corner, maintain that advantage.
That's allowed Ryan Dyson to reel that duo back in. So Nagy's going to make the move. He's running out of time. Got 2.5 laps left to do it. 2 to go at the stripe for Darrell Lake in the 77. But everybody watching this 3rd place battle.
The 2 best battles on the racetrack right now involve the Orr brothers. There's Ethan Orr trying to hang on. Oh, contact off of turn number 2.
Oh, he's going to try to close the door on Nagy, but Hudson Nagy was there. Nagy will muscle his way under the 57. Looks like Dyson's going to try to capitalize as well. White flag in the air. We're down into 1 and 2. fourth place battle now up for grabs between Orr and Dyson. Dyson's going to close it up off of turn 2 and down the Delaware Hill. Now, here comes Zardo.
Well, Darrell Lake has won the race. Nick Ramsey in second as Zardo making a late race move.
And it's going to be, I believe, Zardo by a hair at the line. We'll see.
Nope. Looks like Ethan Orr rounds out the top 5. So it's Darrell Lake, Nick Ramsey, Hudson Nagy, Ryan Dyson, Ethan Orr. And then 6th through 10th, Lane Zardo, Sean Chenoweth, Mason Culver, Jake Cox, and Colton Everingham. Some good hard-fought racing out here with the Dayco Superstocks. Great way to kick off their 2026 season as they head down to Delaware Speedway's Pennzoil Victory Lane.
And fastest lap of the day, Adam, Nick Ramsey, the second place car. But the fastest one to do 50 laps was Darrell Lake. Big win for driver of the 77 machine.
Now, Lane Zardo pulled into tech lane. My timing and scoring shows Ethan Orr.
My naked eye, I would have given the edge to Zardo, not by much.
I don't need to see any of you naked, Jamie. Your eyes or otherwise. But I see what you're saying.
I'd love to see a replay of that finish there when we get a sec. Getting in touch with his inner Alan Kwiecki.
Well, guys, he's got the helmet off already. We'll get some beautiful greetings here from some of the young crew coming in. And look at the excitement there as they want Darrell out of the car. Super cool family moment here. And here comes the next one in. We'll get them all in there for him. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. How about a big, epic racewear victory lane? Dayco, welcome for your Dayco Superstock Round 1 winner, Darrell Lake.
We did it, guys. We did it.
Darrell, what a win here tonight. You know, first off, let's talk about it. You're now the Dayco points leader. First win in this series. Will we see more of you this year?
Possibly. We're registered for the full year, but it's just nice to come out with a win. We've been struggling for a number of years and just trying to get it all figured out. It's been a few years, but man, it feels good.
This was a dominant run. Nobody had you all day. Your car came out of the box really quick today.
Yeah, we honestly, when you had a good thing going at the end of the last year, we were pretty close to the end of the year, and sometimes you just don't touch what you don't need to touch. Don't fix a broken wheel.
I'm sure there was a lot of work went into this. Congrats, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you to London Drive Systems. Thank you to Delaware Electric. Thank you to Maple City Tire and just my family, everyone that helps this thing go around. It is hard, but this old guy did it.
Who are the little guys you got here?
This is my son Emmett and Elliot, and this is their first time at the racetrack to see Daddy race.
Well, they're excited. Congrats.
Thank you.
Darrell Lake, ladies and gentlemen, picks up the win. He's going to pick up this epic racewear flag. He'll get to sign one and give one away to one of the lucky fans. We'll get over here and talk to second and third. I got Nick Ramsey here. Nick, a solid drive. Darrell was real fast today. I think you guys need a couple more cautions and maybe take a shot at it. Tell us about your afternoon here.
It was pretty good. You know, it's a new car though, working out some bugs. We'll get there. But first and foremost, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, especially mine. We all appreciate everything you guys let us do. I got to thank APC Auto Parts, Radar Auto Parts, Brandon Point Service Center, Parky's Picks Apparel, Mitchell Cycle, Robson Scrap Metal.
Right on, congrats. Nick Ramsey, we'll get over here and talk to Hudson Nagy. Hudson, solid drive here today. You know, third place. Anytime you end on the podium to kick off the start of the season, not bad. You'd like to be a bit better, but can you smile at the end of this one?
I think so. We worked hard. The team worked hard all day, and it rained. We didn't have qualifying, so our sucky practice ended up starting us 10th. I mean, Sunday last week we weren't coming. It was up on jack stand since last year, so we knocked the cobwebs off, and it's still for sale. It's obviously a good car, so yeah, no, just happy.
Right on. Hudson Nag will be third. Nick Ramsey, second-year winner. Darrell Lake, guys, that'll do it for round one of the Dayco Superstock Series here at Delaware. We'll be right back live on Racing America. The sun is out.
On race night. With over 800 organizations across multiple forms of motorsports, you'll always have the information you need in the palm of your hand. Race day information with official entries, lineups, live timing and drag racing timing slips, official results, point standings, announcer audio, fantasy racing, and so much more. Don't be left in the dark on race night. Download the My Race Pass app today in Google Play and the App Store. My Race Pass, the ultimate racing resource.
Lucky fan there.
Welcome to RacingAmerica.tv. From the local short tracks to the road racing stars of Trans Am, we have you covered. Subscribe now for live access to over 200 grassroots races streaming all season long. Watch anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or TV apps. Get a 10-year archive of grassroots races, plus behind-the-scenes NASCAR team coverage. And when the spotlight turns to Trans Am, Racing America brings you front-row access to the action. This is racing at every level. This is Racing America.
Birthday wish. Happy 26th birthday to Tanner Rickwood. That is Brody Rickwood's brother / spotter.
Looking for fast-paced action? Get your heart racing at Cordele Motor Speedway. Catch the best drivers from the Southeast compete on the high-speed 3/8 mile oval right in Cordele, Georgia. Just a half mile from I-75 at exit 104. Join us for a fun, family-friendly atmosphere for fans and drivers alike. For more information on upcoming events, visit CordeleMotorspeedway.com. And if you can't make it to the track, watch the action from Cordele live exclusively on Racing America.
In the fast-paced world of racing, communication is everything. When it comes to at-track communication, Racing Electronics is the leading provider of professional race communications. From driver and crew communications, two-way radios, headsets, scanners, custom hearing protection, and more. Racing Electronics is your go-to destination for all things motorsports. Before the green flag waves, ensure your team is equipped with communication gear from Racing Electronics. Visit a Racing Electronics representative at the track, stop by their showroom in Concord, North Carolina, or shop online at racingelectronics.com.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway. Things are wrapping up down there in Victory Lane. Let's have another look, Jamie, at that exciting finish of the Superstock feature event. Darrell Lake had that win well in hand, but the battle was on. And it's the last spot in the top 5. We want to have a look at the race to 5th.
I think Zardo got him.
It looks to me, are we able to freeze that at the line? Okay, we're able to even back it up. It definitely looks like the 36 by a nose. You look at the tail of the car, it looked like 8 inches at the tail of the car, but a couple of inches at the front, but we'll leave that to the officials. They got the look they needed, and moments like this, Jamie, I'm glad just to be a commentator.
Glad race season's back. That's what I'm excited for, Adam.
Was that the longest winter ever?
I think so.
What did they call it in Game of Thrones? Oh, there was a term they had for it.
Winter is coming.
The long... If anyone knows, shoot me a message. I love getting messages during. So, before the race season starts, we get the opportunity to sit down with these race car drivers and ask them different questions. Let's hear what they had to say when we talked about how do you fill your off season. What do you do this off season?
Most of my time spent with my family and my little man Smith, and then a lot of other sports. So I play hockey and baseball throughout the summer when I'm not racing, so keep fairly busy around the house too. Went snowmobiling, did a little ice fishing, got the new car ready, and got a new suit. Just traveled, worked out of town. I also got engaged this off season.
That's great.
Yeah,
I went racing. I went to Florida, went to Speed Weeks. Not much. Spend some time with the family. Just working on the cars over the winter, and got to go to Florida there for 12 days racing, and
A lot of sponsorship work, a lot of prep work, honestly, a lot of sponsorship stuff this year.
During the off season, I got engaged.
All off season, just been building a new car and running the simulator and just mentally preparing myself for this season.
Tried to work on some race cars, just trying to figure some stuff out. But we went to Florida over the winter time and tried to relax a little bit, and now we're gearing up for the year.
We moved into a new house, new shop, got that all organized, got that ready to go, and we got my race car ready to go, and I can't wait to get the season going.
Adam, what a coincidence. 2 drivers both got engaged this offseason, eh?
Right? Jake Sheridan and Kendra Adams. Newly engaged couple. Congratulations to both of them. Kendra Adams has a beautiful race car this year. Great looking new fire suit. She knows it was a bold move. She went with a mostly white fire suit, but
that's brave.
She did it anyhow.
That's brave.
Some conversations going on among the officials.
Got to put a shout out to Willow Hanley. Happy birthday tomorrow. Willow, where's Willow's crew? See if we can find them in the grandstand. Somebody's clapping down there. Yep, there they are, down in turn 1. I guess I got to do it for her too, right? Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to your Willow, happy birthday to you.
How many times a year do you figure you sing that?
A lot. A lot. You didn't hear what happened last night, though, did you?
No.
So I went to play the anthem last night, and we had some technical difficulties. So I was kind of in that rock and a hard place where you got that decision. You just got to grab the mic and do it. And Jamie Oakey was happening last night.
See, we've got Clinton Jeffrey on hand, and if something needs to be sung, the band's a singer.
He's our guy tonight. If the recording doesn't work well, Clint, just so you know.
I think I see him shaking his head, but we didn't ask. We didn't present it as though it's an option.
No, Spencer in the truck will just say, throw it to Clint to sing the anthem.
He's pretending his mic doesn't work. That's actually
sorry, my mic not working, guys. Can't help you out.
That's actually the smartest thing, Clint. We've been working together for almost 30 years. That's the smartest thing I think I've ever seen you do. That's quick thinking.
Thanks.
Attaboy. Legends cars up next. This is a lot of racetrack for a Legends car.
It is. It's been a while. 2017, a hot minute since the Legends made an appearance at Delaware Speedway. And that race, legendary for Smoking Joe Adams going up in a big plume of smoke.
If you're going to go big.
So again, Legends Series racing all through Ontario. This is their only appearance of the year at Delaware Speedway, but they will be close by at Grand Bend Speedway. I believe the date on that one was July. Their next races are at Full Throttle Motor Speedway. They also are in action at Peterborough, Sunset, and Flamborough. Sorry.
I got Josh Dottie here.
Peterborough, Sauble, and Flamborough.
Sorry, Jamie. I have trouble with my ears tonight. Josh, how you doing, man? How you feeling tonight? Getting ready to roll?
I'm doing great. Yeah, we had some fun in the off season. Went down to New Smyrna, and the boys haven't missed a beat here. Car's quick, and really excited to get going.
Awesome. This weather change your setup at all? You guys fighting anything? I know some guys were dealing with carb issues today.
Yeah, I don't know. I was really looking forward to qualifying. I'm a little disappointed that got rained out, but it is what it is. You can't do anything about the weather. Hopefully it works out in our favor, and we're quick, and we can start the season off strong like last year.
Well, guys, the champ's smiling. Good luck, Josh, as he gets ready to go. Turn up to you guys for Legends.
And we're going to start with the wave lap. So in the grandstands, grab your hat, grab your program, stick up your hand, give these drivers a wave. They're going to be waving back. There's not many race cars that we see on oval tracks where they can wave out the right side of the car.
Do you remember the guy at Peterborough that had a legend? His name was Wavin' Willie. I'm trying to remember his last name.
I think I read about him in the news.
No, that was Pee-wee something, yeah. Wavin' Willie. Oh, God, I worked with his son, Paul. I'm trying to remember his last name. It'll come to me. But he was a Peterborough legend in the Legends because he would wave while he was racing too.
Well, that's considerate. Todd Tolton going to start us off from the pole in the 04. The 22 is Josh Hollistel. Bob Bailey in the 15. Austin Arnell in the 29.
Dave Sharp in the 91, Jesse Kennedy in the 96.
Nathan Killens in the 37. That is your starting field. 20 laps, the scheduled distance.
The good news, Adam, I think that extra long break allowed us to get one more car back out there. We had rumor that one of them was not going to make the feature tonight, but it looks like we got 7 out there.
Oh, buddy. Todd Tolton slides up the racetrack, gives up the race lead. Josh Hollistel.
Some coaches, some sedans. These are all 1930s and 40s based bodies. 5/8 scale to a regular full-size car.
So a 5/8 scale on a half-mile racetrack. Come on, Jamie, you love math. How big is this track for a full-size car?
Leave it with me.
It's basically a mile. 4/8 is half a mile. Half mile is half a mile. So 5/8 is a little bit greater. So it's like they're running on a mile and a quarter. Oh, trouble off at turn number 2. Austin Arnell in the 29 comes to a stop on corner exit. And that will force a yellow flag. Jamie, are you cross-multiplying? I love that.
I'm working on it.
So 5/8 is to 1/2.
Carry the 4.
1 full would be 10/8, but that's the track compared to the...
I can't figure out whether I'm trying to solve for X or Y, Adam, really, right now at this point.
I think it's basically an intermediate cup track is what this would be like for the Legends cars.
Maybe a Darlington or a Gateway?
This math has been brought to you by I should have paid better attention in grade 7.
29 car spun around. Austin Amel. So this, the Legend car started, God, it's got to be 35 years ago they started making these out of 600 racing in Charlotte.
I don't know if it's been a while.
30 years ago. And the whole premise, for those of you that don't know much about the Legend cars, they are 1,250cc motors, lots of horsepower for a small car, and you just can't use all the horsepower. That's by design, just to try to keep it as even as possible and keep the dollars out of it. They are they're affordable. I'm using air quotes as far as race cars go. Lots of parts around, lots of chassis.
Universal, so same rules package. And Humpy Wheeler's vision for the future of short track racing was smaller tracks and smaller cars. He really was a visionary. Things haven't exactly played out the way he anticipated, but the way the cars were designed, that's why the infield track at Charlotte, the infield track at Atlanta, like basically little, what are they, 1/6 mile ovals.
And there are literally thousands of these cars across North America. Remember years ago, I was telling you earlier today, watching 40 of them race at Volusia when it was an asphalt half mile. And it was one of the craziest shows in motorsports.
Yeah, that would get your attention.
So the big game hunter finds his way to the front in a hurry. Jesse Kennedy, multi-time Delaware Speedway champ, has raced everything under the sun here at the half mile. White flag in the air, and we will turn him loose next time by.
This would be a different animal for sure for Jesse Kennedy. I mean, just the short wheelbase, treaded tires. These cars are a lot to handle.
He's one of those drivers that will wheel anything and will make it go fast, and he's proven that today. Quickly getting to the front. 17 laps left to go for the Great Lakes Ontario Legends. Race number 1 of their 2026 campaign.
Bringing him down the front straightaway. We're back under green.
Working to one, the 96, and Kennedy will swing to the bottom. He'll take command of this one. Josh Hollenstel in second in the 22. And here comes Tolton now making a bid for third on the bottom.
Tolton went for that long slide earlier on up in turn number 1, but he's got some speed in that 04. Settle into the 4th spot as they work down into turn 1. Out in front, though, Jesse Kennedy quickly pulling away from Josh Hollenstel in the 2nd spot. But Kennedy just ran his fastest lap.
See Dave Sharp there in the 91, longtime crew member on the Jesse Kennedy team. Sitting 5th right now. And going to work on Tolton. Meanwhile, the 22 of Hollenstel still coming under fire there by Killens.
Great battle from 2nd through 5th down there in 3 and 4. Sharp to the inside of Tolton as they come off the 4th turn.
We usually get excited when cars go 3 wide. Adam, these guys could go 4 wide and still have plenty of room left over here on the big half mile.
Oh, this is a lot of racetrack for these cars for sure. Tolton trying to fight back on Sharp in that battle for the 4th spot. He looks to the outside down into 3 and 4, trying to maintain his speed in the high groove. It's a lot farther to go around the outside.
Sharp will keep the position for now. He runs 4th in the 91. And 13 laps left to go.
Boy, I'll tell you, Nathan Killens closing in. Jesse Kennedy was off the pace there a little bit that last lap. Not sure if he's trying to make a show of it, or if he might have overheated the right front tire, who knows. But we are about to have a battle for the lead. It's Nathan Killens, in the 37, closing in on the lead.
There's that battle back behind them, Sharp and Hollenstel. And David Sharp will take the position.
Nathan Killens draws to within a couple of car lengths of the back bumper of Jesse Kennedy out in front.
He's still got lots of time to crack that 96 if he's able to here. 10 to go at the stripe, so still 5 miles of racing for the legends here. As Kennedy leads by a couple car lengths down into 1, but Killens way up the speedway off turn 2.
It doesn't look like you have to miss by much with these cars to really send them up the racetrack.
And now he is struggling to keep pace with that 96.
Makes me wonder if Jesse Kennedy was messing with them. We saw Josh Hollenstel, though, do the same thing, right? He was up there in the 2nd spot, having a good run, then all of a sudden dropped sharply through the field.
They heat these small tires up in a hurry. And you see Hollenstel with Tolton in front of him.
Clint, when they pull into victory lane, we're going to need you to put your bare hand on the right front tire. Wow!
That was close.
Killens just about, no, that was Hollenstel, just about clobbered the wall in that 22.
Definitely a Code Brown moment for driver of the 22 off turn 2.
At the front, Jesse Kennedy about to have company once again. They're rolling in on 6 laps to go, and every time we talk about Nathan Killens, that car slides up the racetrack on him, and he loses all the ground he's gained.
He was swatting flies that time through 3 and 4. There's the 37 of Killens. 2.75 seconds behind your leader. That's about half a straightaway here on the half mile.
Jesse Kennedy's line has not changed throughout this race. Hitting his marks every time down into the turn. Right to the bottom of the racetrack. Little bit of slower traffic ahead. Just one car that they'll have to deal with.
It took me a minute to figure out where the 96 number came from Jesse Kennedy, but if you go back all the way before he drove late models, when he ran a street stock back in the day, his cars were always 96.
Really?
So that's a long time ago, though.
Well, you're very old.
Yes, this is true.
Bob Bailey in that 15 stays well out of the way of the race leaders as they head to the outside. Jesse Kennedy keeping that speed up and keeping that gap back to Nathan Killens right where it's been as we've got 2 laps to go.
Jesse Kennedy has won in everything under the sun here. He's won Oscar Hot Rod races, late model championships, late model feature as recent as last summer. You can put a legend win up as well.
Well, he's 1 lap away from it down the front straightaway. Nathan Killens, a few tenths of a second faster that last lap, but it is not going to be enough unless Jesse breaks.
Down the Delaware Hill, 96 gets a good roll into turn 3 and 4. And for the final time off turn 3 and 4, the big game hunter is going to get a taste of checkered flag here on Delaware Speedway opening weekend. On the recreational racing white flag and the checkered flies for Jesse Kennedy, the big game hunter out of Southwold, Ontario. A regular Delaware Speedway late model weekly competitor. He's going to have a teammate in late model this year as well.
Oh, yeah?
So the second car is going to be competing here weekly with Hudson Nagy behind the controls. So Hudson Nagy stepping back into a Jesse Kennedy-owned late model for 2026. Been a few years since Carson ran a late model. He's pretty excited about that. Definitely excited to be part of the Kennedy racing team. A lot of experience there. And the line from Carson was, I'm more prepared than the last time for sure as a racer. So, but today is Jesse Kennedy's day. The big game hunter in the 10 machine getting the safety gear off. And he spent a lot of time over the years down there in that checkered flag patch of asphalt.
Clinton Jeffrey is on the scene. We'll send it down to him.
Thanks, Adam. Jesse Kennedy out of the 96 car in a place he's been multiple times over the decades here. Coming around front, Jesse, he'll get a handshake from Blake Outhouse. Jesse, solid drive here today, man. You have him covered. Talk about the difference between your regular rides and this Legends machine.
Well, because of the smaller wheelbase and just closer to the ground, the whole works. The bumps are pretty predominant here now, so you got to be a lot more smoother exiting 4 there, or it could throw the car off pretty good. But other than that, it was flawless today.
Well, opening weekend here at Delaware, you grab a checkered flag. That's always a good start to the 2026 racing season.
Absolutely. That's what we like to come here for, to win some races, right? Just wanted to come down and play with the young fellas.
Looks like you had fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Jesse Kennedy, the big game hunter, will pick up the Legends car win here. We'll get over and talk to Nathan Killens. And this 37 machine coming around front here. Nathan will talk to you. Nathan, solid drive to you. Jesse had you covered, but would a yell have helped you? Could you have had something for him had you got a chance to reach the deck here?
I think so. I kept pushing a little harder and harder, and it got a little loose twice, and it set me back a little bit. I think a couple more laps would have had him, but we'll get him next time, you know.
Solid drive here, second on the podium.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Nathan Killens will be second here. We'll get over here and talk to Dave Sharp. Dave, solid drive here today. You know, a yellow would have helped you a lot, I think. Maybe had we reset things today. How was your afternoon here?
Well, the afternoon didn't start out the greatest in practice. We put her in the wall there, but the crew worked hard on it, and we got her back, and I'm very happy with the top 3 today. So
that's a good podium rebound.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take that.
Right on. Dave Sharp will be third. Nathan Killens second. And your winner, Jesse Kennedy, brings it here to Epic Racer Victory Lane. He'll sign the Epic flag and give it away to one lucky fan. And we'll be back here live for the APC Dayco 100 coming up here from Delaware, live on Racing America.
In the fast-paced world of racing, communication is everything. When it comes to at-track communication, Racing Electronics is the leading provider of professional race communications. From driver and crew communications, two-way radios, headsets, scanners, custom hearing protection, and more. Racing Electronics is your go-to destination for all things motorsports. Before the green flag waves, ensure your team is equipped with communication gear from Racing Electronics. Visit a Racing Electronics representative at the track, stop by their showroom in Concord, North Carolina, or shop online at racingelectronics.com.
Looking to start a new career path in motorsports or searching for something new in your racing journey? Racer Jobs is your destination for providing the most current job openings from top racing teams, manufacturers, sanctioning bodies, and suppliers. Whether you're a budding race engineer, a seasoned mechanic, or a marketing ace, we consistently refresh our listings with new roles that could meet your ambitions. Looking for a great candidate as an employer? Then tap into our Racer Jobs audience and database to find that perfect candidate. Go to racerjobs.com today.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance, the highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Can't hear on the phone? You're not alone. With Roger Voice, every phone call comes with real-time captions, even on video calls, so you can read what's being said as it happens. Adjust the language and text size to fit your needs for a more comfortable experience. Free and unlimited. Roger Voice is certified by the FCC. Download it today and stay connected with ease.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway on a beautiful evening for the Dayco 100 APC United Racing Series late model event. Well, they get these cars staged out on the front straightaway for driver introductions. We had the opportunity to sit down and get up close and personal with Shea Gemmel earlier this spring. Let's see what he had to say. Shea, it seems like this is going to be an exciting season in the pro late model world in Ontario.
Yes, for sure. Like there's a lot of new stuff that's going on this year, and there's a lot of money's getting spent in a lot of the local tracks, which is great to see. It's sad to see some close, but the ones that are still around, we all need to come together and we all need to support them because we can't lose another one.
You've always traveled well. Support a lot of specials. Obviously, we're focused on the APC series, which you've run for years. But how exciting is that? Brandon Watson, Kyle Steckley, Josh Stoddy, Ray Morneau, the list goes on. Shea Gemmel, of course. How exciting is it to see that talent level?
Yeah, it's the best of the best. That's the way it should be, right? Just like back in the old CASCAR days. It's the best of the best going around of all the Ontario tracks that we have. And like I said, I'm really thankful to be a part of it.
You're one of the more soft-spoken drivers off the track. On the track, you're one of the most assertive. Don't take any nonsense because you'll give it right back. How does that work? How do you balance that?
I feel like it's my age, maybe a little bit, as the soft-spoken part outside of the car. Probably used to be a little bit more looser outside of the car, but as you get older, you kind of redeem that a little bit more. But sometimes you just get back in that car and you just, I don't know, another body kind of takes over. But some of us just, that's kind of the way it works.
But you seem to enjoy it. When I talk to you after a race, whatever, whether it was a contested, heated battle, whether there was a rivalry or a confrontation, you seem, as soon as the race is done, back to Shea Gemmel.
Yeah, for sure. Like it was one race. There's gonna be more. There's just stuff happens during one race. Some people will put that in their memory book and they'll get you when you can. other guys will move on to the next one. There's a lot more things to lose in the future than what's the past.
Is this intimidation? Like, is this Dale Earnhardt style mustache part of a new gimmick?
Yeah, it was kind of one of those funny events with me and my wife, and one of the NASCAR guys, Ryan Blaney, had a victory there at the beginning of the season, and then she's like, "You wouldn't do that." And I come out the one morning, and she's like, "Unbelievable." So kind of stuck, and we'll see how long this thing lasts for.
Does it meet Mrs. Gemmel's approval?
Well, I'm still with her, so we're good.
Okay. That's all. That's the important part, right? There's What will make a successful 2026 season for you?
That APC championship. I've got a lot of stuff on my bucket list that I have done, and I feel like I've accomplished a lot of what people expected me to do. That's my that would be my number one priority.
So if someone told you you're not going to win a race all season, but you're going to win the championship, are you satisfied showing up and coming home second? Is that how important it is?
Overthinking that question, I believe that would be yes. I'd be okay with that.
It was an unfair hypothetical because nobody's really showing up celebrating their consecutive second place finishes. But with a slightly changing schedule, we're starting at Delaware Speedway. Of course, Sunset Speedway is not on the schedule this year. Where are the spots that you think you really need to capitalize?
It's every week. It's the best of the best. It's every week you need to capitalize. You've only got 8 races now instead of a 9. You don't have that gimme race, I guess you could say. You need to be 110% every race, every lap. This is gonna be a good season.
Just going over some choreography up here in the tower. Everything a little bit different than what was planned, but the officials and the track staff and you fans have done a great job adapting to the changes and getting out here to enjoy a beautiful evening for racing. Jamie, I get uncomfortable when I can't find Clinton down there. You know he's down there searching for what he's going to want to talk about. So we just got a couple of more cars to get staged, and then we'll be able to introduce this impressive starting grid of APC late models. And then we'll do the national anthem. And then it'll be time to go racing for 100 laps in this Dayco 100. Who'd have thought a couple hours ago the bright sunshine was going to join us here at Delaware Speedway, but it has turned into a beautiful afternoon. I so want to tell the people what you're doing, Jamie. I don't have it in me, though. Is it going to work?
God, I hope so.
Man, you've got a cable plugged into your phone, an adapter plugged into the cable. That is some high-tech business.
After last night's high wire act, I've got all the fail-safes plugged in tonight.
As soon as we get the go-ahead from the officials, we will go ahead and introduce this starting grid. And then it will be time for the anthem. So while we wait for that, Jamie, look at that field of cars down there. Beautiful looking equipment lined up down the front straightaway. If you were a scorer from like 30 years ago, you'd be losing your mind with the colors out there. And we got a couple of different number 22s, but some beautiful liveries for these race teams. As we get set to roll, and what a season it's going to be. Oh, I think I heard Clinton pop in.
I got some news from the tech shed. The winner of the Super Stock feature is under discrepancy. So they're checking out a few things, and it is unofficial here. So they're looking at the 77 guys. No official word yet, but there is a discrepancy going on over there with the winner of the Super Stock race.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wow. We will keep you posted, but we have been told we are allowed to go ahead and tell you who's starting where in this APC feature event. Jamie, you want to start?
Sure. We'll start with our 20th starter. He's from Innisfil, Ontario, in the awesome racewear. Paragon Office installation number 23. That is Connor Maltese.
And that's 18th for Connor.
17th on the grid, all the way from Vernon, British Columbia, the SMS Equipment. Number 14, regular here at Delaware Speedway, it's Paul Major.
Rolling off 16th, looking for big things this season from Hamilton. The Bennett Construction Group Platinum 1 Contracting, number 51. It's Mike Bentley. To his inside in the Burn Apparel, Home Hardware, Castrol, Wakefield, Canada Inc., Armor All sponsored, number 72, Junior Farley.
On the outside of row 7, he's in the 41 machine. Sponsored by Holdaway Automotive. Put your hands together for the 41, Taylor Holdaway. And on his inside from Innisfil, Ontario, she drives the Mobile One Deuce. That's the 2 of Kendra Adams.
Working up to the next row on the outside in the Laguna 1059. Gallagher-sponsored Port City Race Cars, Rhett Jones Racing, number 30 from Windsor. It's Ray Morneau. To his inside, he was the champion of the first ever season of the APC series in the Shaw Motorsports, number 83 from Guelph. It's Dale Shaw.
On the outside of row 5, he's a defending Delaware Speedway late model champ. He drives the Raptor Filters Pride Seeds, number 52. Put those hands together for Jake the Snake Sheridan.
Now, Jake, I understand you got some issues here today. You got carb problems. You replaced it. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, we had a rough go there, honestly, all day. A couple issues. Not the way you want to start the season out at home here, but hopefully we got them straightened out. We had a carburetor issue. We tried to swap out and didn't have the right parts to go with it, so I had to put what we had back together. So we're hurting a little bit in the motor department here this afternoon, but hopefully we got the setup a little bit better than we did and play in our hand a little longer here in the long run of the race.
There you have it, Jake Sheridan, one guy who was praying for rain here today, guys.
On the inside of row 5, he drives the 22M from Kamoka, Ontario, the Sloan Stone Design Cameron Cranes machine, defending Epic Racewear. Modified champ at Delaware Speedway, Marshall Schrank.
Starting in the 8th spot, the Simon Innovations BASF Oliver Ford IECS Twilight Acre Farms number 39 from Paynes Mills. It's Brady Smith. Starting in the 7th spot from Dorchester, the APC Auto Parts Center's Canusa number 3, Shay Gemmel.
That brings us to the outside of row 3. Former Delaware Speedway late model champ in the 28 from St. Thomas, Ontario. Put your hands together for the Castrol machine of DJ Kennington. And on the inside of row 3, fresh off an ARCA Menard start at Watkins Glen yesterday, he drives the Pennzoil APC Dayco number 22 from Milverton. 2-time series champ Kyle Steckley.
Milverton does travel well. Always a big cheer for the Steckleys. Row 2 on the outside, defending series champion, the Canadian Flat Roof Systems, Canada Clean Fuels, Vinnie's Masonry, APC number 17. From Chesley, it's Josh Stoddy. And starting 3rd, in the Vulcan Group Tige, number 80 from Boischatel, Quebec, Donald Tige.
And on the outside of the front row, here's your 2023 Delaware Speedway late model champ from Kilworth, Ontario, H&N Roofing, Domus Development, Glencoe Auto Recyclers, number 19. Give it up for Connor Pritico. And on the point, the all-time winningest APC late model driver, 2-time champ from Stayner, Ontario, and the Ellis Don sponsored number 30. Give it up for Brandon Watson.
Well, Brandon, you've got a ton of success in this series. How do you feel coming back? You're starting in the right spot. What's it going to take to be here at the end of 100?
I think we got a good car. This Port City number 30 Yellowstone here. It's looking pretty quick in practice, so unfortunately didn't get any qualifying, but we're starting up front. We're happy with that. Just try and keep it clean and hopefully have another good run here at Delaware.
Good luck. Brandon Watson getting back into it, guys. Fans, they can still hear you. How about making one big round of applause for all the racers here today? Let them know you appreciate it. Guys, I have one bit of note before I turn it back up to you. All the drivers were allowed to come to tech if they had an issue. They were all given grace. If they had an official with them, they were allowed to open the hood and work on that airbox, make sure everything was dry and the filters were good. A lot of drivers took that advantage and got their hoods resealed, guys. So that's the story from trackside. We'll send it up to you as we get ready to roll.
All right, when we come back, it'll be time to go racing here at Delaware Speedway.
The MyRacePass app is your motorsports headquarters on race night. With over 800 organizations across multiple forms of motorsports, you'll always have the information you need in the palm of your hand. Race day information with official entries, lineups, live timing and drag racing timing slips, official results, point standings, announcer audio, fantasy racing, and so much more. Don't be left in the dark on race night. Download the MyRacePass app today in Google Play and the App Store. MyRacePass, the ultimate racing resource.
Welcome to RacingAmerica.tv. From the local short tracks to the road racing stars of Trans Am, we have you covered. Subscribe now for live access to over 200 grassroots races streaming all season long. Watch anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or TV apps. Get a 10-year archive of grassroots races, plus behind-the-scenes NASCAR team coverage. And when the spotlight turns to Trans Am, Racing America brings you front-row access to the action. This is racing at every level. This is Racing America.
Looking for fast-paced action? Get your heart racing at Cordia Motor Speedway. Catch the best drivers from the Southeast compete on the high-speed 3/8 mile oval right in Cordele, Georgia. Just a half mile from I-75 at exit 104. Join us for a fun, family-friendly atmosphere for fans and drivers alike. For more information on upcoming events, visit CordeleMotorspeedway.com. And if you can't make it to the track, watch the action from Cordele live exclusively on Racing America.
In the fast-paced world of racing, communication is everything. When it comes to at-track communication, Racing Electronics is the leading provider of professional race communications. From driver and crew communications, two-way radios, headsets, scanners, custom hearing protection, and more. Racing Electronics is your go-to destination for all things motorsports. Before the green flag waves, ensure your team is equipped with communication gear from Racing Electronics. Visit a Racing Electronics representative at the track, stop by their showroom in Concord, North Carolina, or shop online at racingelectronics.com.
Looking to start a new career path in motorsports or searching for something new in your racing journey? Racer Jobs is your destination for providing the most current job openings from top racing teams, manufacturers, sanctioning bodies, and suppliers. Whether you're a budding race engineer, a seasoned mechanic, or a marketing ace, we consistently refresh our listings with new roles that could meet your ambitions. Looking for a great candidate as an employer? Then tap into our Racer Jobs audience and database to find that perfect candidate. Go to racerjobs.com today.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway, where the drivers are strapping into these race cars. Brandon Watson, in what universe do we live where if Brandon Watson was to start on the pole, Jamie, we'd say, wow, this will be interesting. There was a time that was a guaranteed win.
Yeah, he was on a roll for a period of years. Back in 2017, he won 6 of 8 races, got his first win in 2016 at Sauble. Then he went the next year, won 6 of 8, 5 of 9 in 2018, 3 more wins in 2019, 1 in 2020, and then 3 more in 2021. while he was capturing that championship as well. So your all-time winningest driver, good to see him back on tour, and that could bode unwell for the rest of the field for sure.
Yeah, I don't think so, though. It would not surprise me to see Brandon Watson win, that's for sure. But Connor Pritico in that 19, he was excited to get this season started. Donald Teach, if you're not familiar with the driver from Bois-Chatel, Quebec, Donald Teach drives that car at about 105% every lap.
We were talking on Race Rivals a few weeks ago, and legitimately 12 different drivers could win was the number that I threw out there. I got going through everything here today. We've got 8 former winners in the field, so those guys have all proven that they can win. That's before you get into Teach, before you get into DJ Kennington. Brady Smith's won features here on a Friday night. Ray Morneau's a former track champ. There's 2 more to get you to 12. And that's before you go sleeping on guys like Taylor Holloway and Marshall Schrank, who could surprise. I mean, legitimately 14 guys where if any one of them ended up in victory lane today, it would not surprise me.
No, I don't think it would surprise anybody as I'm looking at ripples in the water behind pit road. It is murky back there. Now, Clint, you're going to have to help us out here because every driver, every team I talked to said it is going to rain. We know the rain's coming, then we know it's going to get very cold, and that's what we have to be ready for. I don't know that it got very cold. Clinton, did it?
No, it's a beautiful day here, and I don't know, looking over turn 2, I don't know where you're seeing that weather from, but looks beautiful.
No, behind pit wall where the pit crews have to stand. No, the weather's beautiful. We're going to have a great 100 laps. What the pit crews are having to deal with, and if you have to run down behind the pit boxes, Clinton, I hope you're wearing water wings.
Yeah, no, it's wild back there. We'll show you that. But we're ready to go, fans. Are you ready to go? All right, I got my Dayco people here. They're going to give it to us. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Drivers, start your engines.
Man, those are some good-looking Dayco shirts. Those Dayco 100 shirts that Bob and his team are wearing down there.
Dayco, a long-time supporter of the series. Glad to have them back on board and their support in 2026. And, of course, find Dayco products available at all APC stores throughout Ontario.
Shea Gemmel just getting some water delivered to him in the 3 car, so they didn't have all the creature comforts prepared just yet. Otherwise, everything up and down the front straightaway looking good and ready to roll. All the way back to Connor Maltese in the 23. Not sure how many laps Connor Maltese ran in practice. I think they were having some mechanical issues.
Be interesting to see how he does stepping up from the super stock into late models this year.
Great to see that, though. Always good to see some new teams coming about. There's Paul Major, Vernon, British Columbia.
So Paul works down here, lives in Ontario now, or just outside of London. And this will be his, I believe, 3rd season of late model racing. He's been racing Friday nights at Delaware Speedway. Shows marked improvements every time out.
While we get things rolling, let's have a look at the ones to watch, starting with, how can you not pick Brandon Watson in the Ellis Dawn number 30? For the Stewart's one to watch, he is going to start from the point in that beautiful Port City race car.
And our other one to watch, a few spots behind him, the other 2-time champ in the field. Out of Milverton, Kyle Steckley in that 22. Again, fresh off an ARCA start at Watkins Glen yesterday. And have you seen his racing schedule for the summer? Oh my.
It looks like a dirt racer's schedule.
There's a lot of events on there.
So, busy dirt racers run they'll run 90 shows a year, 100 shows a year. It's a huge difference from what your typical asphalt racer runs, which would probably be 25, maybe 30 races a year. I believe Steckley's is 60.
And it looks like we're going to get the wave lap this time by. So fans in the grandstands, get you to rise, wave something white, wave something bright, a hat, a seat cushion. And they are all waving back. 18 of the finest late models in Ontario getting set to go. There's the Castro Kid going by the stripe. There's Connor Pritico. A couple feature wins to Connor's credit. He's got 2 of them. Probably not surprising enough. They both came at Delaware Speedway back in the Great Canadian in 2024 and last year on Canada Day. And Connor had speed everywhere we went last year. It was his second year on tour. He got better at the tracks he wasn't a regular at, the Flamboroughs and Saubles. Just a couple hiccups. I believe there was one race where he just did not start last year because they had broken in practice, if memory serves me correct. We'll see if he can put it all together. Very talented youngster behind the wheel of that 19 machine. Of course, his cousin, Matt Pritico, a former APC champ back in 2019.
I'm curious to watch the 83 of Dale Shaw. Was going to take a pretty big swing at the setup in that 83. I know Shea Gemmel in the 3, they changed front shocks earlier on. And I'm a little surprised how far back Ray Morneau in that 30 is.
Look at the paint scheme on that 30. I saw him earlier today, and I'm like, that is a brighter orange than last year. He says, yeah, it's pretty sexy, isn't it? I had to agree. It looks, I love orange on a race car.
Yeah, it's a colorful field of cars.
Brady Smith's neon yellow machine stands out as well. He'll start outside of row 4. Gary Adrianson will pull it on down onto pit road. And the Dayco 100, first race of the 2026 APC late model schedule, underway down into 1. Watson on the inside, Pritico up top.
Side by side through 1 and 2, wheel to wheel down the back straightaway. Connor Pritico not giving an inch. Brandon Watson down on the inside. Pritico able to carry a lot of speed around the outside of the racetrack.
Pretty close at the line. Looked like Brandon Watson might have led that one. But Pritico tough on the outside. He'll roll down the Delaware Hill. He'll clear Watson. Slams the door shut into 3 and 4, and we've got a new leader. But here comes Brandon Watson in the 30 on the bottom, trying to battle back. It's going to be Pritico, Watson, and defending champ Josh Stoddy in the 17.
The way Watson spiked the brakes going down into turn 3, I thought he was conceding the lead there. But he fought back in the exit of turn 4. Now down on the bottom, Josh Stoddy working that outside groove. DJ Kennington right behind them.
Kennington has yet to be to victory lane in an APC series event. Couple top 5s to his credit. Would love to put up that big W here at his home track today. Here's your lead trio. Make it 4 cars, make it 5 off turn 4. Pritico leads the way, and then some action further back in the pack where we see Jake Sheridan. And we got one. That's Maltese. He is going to
get big fluid across the racetrack. Oh boy.
Oh yes. Here they go. Stoddy in the fence. Pritico in the fence. Brady Smith in the fence. Shea Gemmel in the fence. Kendra Adams in the fence. Ray Morneau also collected. Dale Shaw collected.
And Jamie, it's so frustrating. We had the benefit, looking on the screen, you could very clearly see a big trail of oil, and the officials don't have that same luxury that we do. They're watching live.
And it looked like just the biggest issue was, is Connor Maltese going to get off the track before the field gets there, and are we going to stay green? And you say Shea Gemmel getting out of his race car, going to survey the damage on the 3 machine. And now he's going Sterling Marlin tugging on the right front. There's Connor Pritico. He took a good wallop into the wall. And here's the replay. Maltese goes around in his own fluid. And then they piled in. Brady Smith hit hard. Gemmel hit hard.
Good job by Dale Shaw. I mean, nobody did a bad job. Good job, though, by Dale Shaw, Ray Morneau, Kendra Adams. I believe they were able to avoid serious damage by either spinning their cars or getting their cars slowed down to the point that once they made contact, it wasn't too severe. But how quickly does optimism turn to chaos?
There's Connor Pritigo having a quick word with the safety crew. There's the Eibach drone cam. And wholesale visitors to pit road. You've got Paul Major down there, and they're going under the hood of Bentley's car as well.
You could see the trail of fluid there from that overhead shot. Shea Gemmel's not done working on that number 3, checking things out, partly getting it ready to be towed. Throws the hood pin into the seat of the car. He won a special last weekend over at Flamborough Speedway to kick off his year in style.
It was a good race, too. 18
really
cars.
Good race.
I got to watch it on YouTube. Shout out to Pedal Power 51 for posting that. It was a pretty good late model race. Him and Schwarzenberger went at it for the win.
So Mike Bentley is on pit road with the hood up on his race car. This racetrack is extremely deceiving. It doesn't look like cars are going all that fast because it's big, the corners are sweeping. You don't notice until the cars have to try to stop in a hurry. They are carrying a lot of speed. Red flag being displayed.
There you see Brady Smith looking under the hood of that sign, an innovation machine.
Wow.
Definitely not the way a bunch of these drivers want to start their season.
3 laps into 2026. And so where they're putting oil dry down in 3 and 4, that is the trail that was left by Maltese in the 23. So that's what the worst part was, going into the corner that these drivers had to contend with. But even if that was the only, once they got there, it was going to get pretty chaotic.
And here's the replay again. Maltese going around. Fluid coming out of that auto trim machine. Oh. Brady Smith hit the wall hard.
Can we have one more shot of that truck? I want to see Connor Pritico's involvement. Brady Smith sort of takes your breath away how hard he hit that outside wall.
I think Connor got it just as good. He was right up in the air after he hit the wall. You can see those tire tracks right up under the Royal Fence sign. That's where he hit the first time, and then he skipped up again in front of the Kellogg Lane sign, and there you see that beautiful 19 machine getting towed off the racetrack by the Brandy Point Services truck, sponsored by Velocity Race Cars. And the good news is they can take you right to the Velocity Race Car shop with that tow truck. Just saying, that was a pretty good segue right there, wasn't it?
Was a good segue. I don't think that's where the 19 car is going to go.
No.
But it was a good segue.
It's an option. It's a tough break for Connor Pritico, and likable young guy, and does a lot of work for charity. There's Connor walking down pit road now talking to Daryl Timmermans. Connor, a likable kid, and does a lot of charity work too. So they've done the hospital tour the last couple years around the Great Canadian Weekend. And I believe when they won the race, the Great Canadian in 2024, he donated all the winnings from that back to the Children's Hospital in London. So he's really got involved with the program. Great young kid. And he's on his way down to Clint, looks like, right now.
Yep, they're about to meet on the pit road. And
Connor, I'd rather meet you about 50 feet over there, but what happened here tonight?
I don't know, someone blew up on the second lap there and took a whole lap or two for the yellow to come out, and I was the first one to come in there. The green lights were on, and there was oil at the start-finish line. I tried to check up and couldn't, just nothing I could do, and nothing the 5 or 6 other cars couldn't do. So it's just a crappy deal. We had a fast car. I think we were setting the pace, and the car was really starting to come to life there. Just, it just sucks. Brand new race car, did 3 laps on it, it's destroyed, so it's awesome.
We appreciate your time on a disappointing day. Connor Pritico, guys, you can tell obviously dejected. And we're waiting here. We're going to see a rash of cars come down our way shortly, we're thinking.
Yeah, I think there'll be some activity on pit road. Dale Shaw, so Kendra Adams slid into Dale Shaw. Enough for Shaw's car to move a couple of feet sideways.
You can see from up here in the booth that the damage to the right rear of Dale Shaw's car.
I think it's cosmetic. I think that's the right rear fender pushed in and not the rear end askew in that 83, but we could be wrong.
It looks like it's more bodywork than suspension related.
There's the Kendra Adams number 2.
That doesn't look too bad.
They built it sturdy. But we know for sure Shea Gemmel, his day is done. Brady Smith, the driver of the 39, his day is done.
I wouldn't totally sell the farm on Gemmel being done. I mean, he did make contact. Definitely not as hard as Smith or Pritico, though.
I thought the same thing until I saw him throw hood pins into the seat of the race car. That'll be really uncomfortable if he climbs back in and forgets those are there.
You definitely don't want to forget they're there if you got to put the hood back on, that's for sure. But we saw Kyle Steckley last year. I mean, points are so valuable that if you can get it back out there and limp around, it might be worth points that could add up later in the year.
You know, and that's the other thing to talk about is the schedule is a little bit shorter than in years past.
8 races this year for the Tour.
There is no gimmies as we see the Pritico crew.
And that was what got Josh Dottie the title last year. They just did not miss a beat. They never had that mulligan. And it made for a dramatic championship night with a bunch of drivers able to capture that title when we came to the Great Canadian 300 in September of 2025. But it was Stottie going home with the big trophy. And that Steckley crew, they got mixed up in the DJ Kennington wreck, I believe, off turn 4. And the whole front of that car was tore apart. They worked on it, and kept him out there, and he limped around and still had decent speed, I guess, in the 22. But came up just a little short to Stottie in the championship. So we'll see if the Gemmel crew is going to earn their wages today, if they can get that put back together.
They pull the car off the wall.
I got Brady Smith here, guys. Brady, what happened there? Looked like just a racing deal, and you guys were kind of along for the ride.
Yeah, just hit big-time oil there. I saw a little bit of smoke up front, and by the time I had time to react, it was too late. I was on the brakes, trying to get off the brakes and let it roll, and just along for the ride. I've never hit that big of an oil slick before. That was just a brutal way to start the year. We made some big swings with this thing to get it turning a little better for the feature, and it seemed pretty good for a lap and a half or whatever we did there. And yeah, unfortunate. Going to be a lot of work to get her fixed now. So
I was just going to ask, it's on the hook, but what's taking you out of this one?
Everything on the right front, upper, lower. Hopefully the clip's okay. All the brake lines are knocked off of it. Rad's leaking. So that was my 2-minute diagnosis. Probably a lot more.
We appreciate talking to us.
Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot.
We'll take a look at the car, guys. We'll get in there, and Jack will show you the right front all tore up there. And here comes the Gemmel car beside us rolling down pit road as well. We'll get over there and take some shots of that one.
At first glance, the front of the Gemmel car looks worse, but I know the angle that the Brady Smith 39 hit the wall was not a friendly angle for a race car. There's so much geometry involved in these front ends, Jamie.
And then we got to do math again, don't we?
Oh, is that why your eyes lit up? Even watching the body language of the Superstock teams, sitting across from those late model teams in the pits on the back straightaway. You can almost see them just dejected.
It pains me to see any race car torn up.
No, 100%. We want excitement. You want action on the racetrack. This is one of the biggest nightmares for a series promoter like APC, Alex Nagy, Luke Ramsey. You know, you want to see your drivers put on a great show and then be able to load their cars into the hauler to be ready for the next round.
I mean, these guys have to race against each other every week, and you know, the last couple years they've done okay as far as not tearing up stuff. And we see Clint's found I
got Shay here.
Shay down there. Yep.
Well, guys, I got Shay Gemmel here. Shay, you're already out of your driving suit, working on this car already. Terrible way to start your season. What happened from your windshield?
We just got into some fluid there. I guess someone had a bad motor. And unfortunate enough, we were the last guy into the group, so I had nowhere else to go. Got no handling of the car, just kind of went into that wall, kind of tried to slow that thing down, got off the brakes, lock the thing up and slide, and kept rolling, and then I was too far into the fluid. We just plowed into the Brady Smith there, and this APC Canusa car is pretty tore up right now. We'll get this thing back in top-notch shape. Don't you have to worry about that. And the call boys will get this thing back up in top-notch. We'll be right back in victory lane where we belong. And I really hated to see it. We have a lot of customers here today with the APC series. Everyone in the tent there supporting us and supporting this event. And also got to thank Dayco for especially supporting this event, also being a part of the series. It's just, like you said, it's really, really unfortunate, especially after getting the win last week. And then coming back to my home track here, and we're already tore up. So, like I said, we will get this thing back in top-notch shape for sure.
We appreciate your time on a dejected day.
Yes, thanks, good.
Shay Gemmel, guys, there you hear it from him. Obviously a little bit frustrated, and it's understandable. We barely got the tires warm on these cars.
Well, and let's help the fans in case you don't understand, because Brady talked about it and Shay talked about it. A car, as anybody knows, driving on oil is like driving on ice, only worse. It's slicker. But a car will not turn while you're on the brakes. So you've got two things you want to do in a situation like that at the end of the straightaway. You want to get slowed down as fast as you can, but then you got to get the car to turn. So you imagine, Jamie, you're going straight at the wall. The only hope you have to miss it is to let off the brake and hope the car will steer. But when you're in oil, it won't happen.
No, when you're in the oil, it doesn't brake or steer. It just plows.
So we're going to take a quick break here at Delaware Speedway. When we come back, 97 laps remain of the Dayco 100.
In the fast-paced world of racing, communication is everything. When it comes to at-track communication, Racing Electronics is the leading provider of professional race communications. From driver and crew communications, two-way radios, headsets, scanners, custom hearing protection, and more. Racing Electronics is your go-to destination for all things motorsports. Before the green flag waves, ensure your team is equipped with communication gear from Racing Electronics. Visit a Racing Electronics representative at the track, stop by their showroom in Concord, North Carolina, or shop online at racingelectronics.com.
Looking to start a new career path in motorsports or searching for something new in your racing journey? Racer Jobs is your destination for providing the most current job openings from top racing teams, manufacturers, sanctioning bodies, and suppliers. Whether you're a budding race engineer, a seasoned mechanic, or a marketing ace, we consistently refresh our listings with new roles that could meet your ambitions. Looking for a great candidate as an employer? Then tap into our Racer Jobs audience and database to find that perfect candidate. Go to racerjobs.com today.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance, the highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway. I'm Adam Ross. With me in the booth is Jamie Maudsley. Clinton Jeffrey is trackside. We have completed 3 laps in the Dayco 100 before a big pile up in turn number 3. Took out some good race cars. Brady Smith, Shay Gemmel. They are out of this one. Connor Pritico. Mike Bentley came down pit road in the 51. He is back on the track now, but let's see if anybody else elects to come down pit lane. Ray Morneau in the 30, heading down to the attention of his crew. Clinton Jeffrey is on the scene.
Hey guys, the big problem they got is this rear section of the body. Right here across where the trunk would go, where they would fill the fuel. They got to put some bare bond across there to try and keep that one panel in place. Other than that, I walk around the 30 car, I don't see too much damage at all. That's the only situation they've got here on the body anyways, guys. We don't know what's going on mechanically. Ray sits here patiently waiting.
No, that should be a relatively easy fix. They'll get things buttoned down there. And that's about the only part of the race car that you can do some damage to, Clinton, and still be able to perform at a high level as long as the spoiler is still there doing what it needs to do. Any other part of the car, though, if it takes damage, I mean, the front end is full of duct work. Boy, oh boy, look at how long they're...
Yeah, the left side spoiler is pushed in a couple inches, so it's not perfect, but it is still upright, it is intact, and it is solid. So it'll catch the wind like they needed to back there.
So we'll get you a field rundown shortly once they get sorted out with who's running where, but it looks like Josh Dottie going to pick up the lead. Brandon Watson second, DJ Kennington, Donald Teague in the 80, Kyle Steckley in the 22.
Then, of course, they'll hit the choose cone, and that'll be all messed up anyways, right?
Yeah, that'll change everything. I believe they've just opened pit road, if I'm not mistaken, so I think Morneau might have to stay at the back for the work that they did, so let's see. We can see the choose cone and the choose cone official. Bright orange helmet on his head. They are ready to come out and do their job when the time comes. I heard the officials talking, Jamie, while we were under break there, because I was calling oil on the track because I could see it on the monitor. It got up to one of the scoring team members. He relayed the information to the race director, but by the time the information gets relayed,
they were in it.
It's too late. They were in it, and now drivers are reacting to what's going on in front of them. So thankfully that wasn't worse than it could have been. Hey, Clint, do you see the river I was talking about now? You're sort of at the mouth of the river there, down towards turn number 1, and it's just behind all those pit boxes, which is sort of where the crews go to relax. Like, if you're up to the wall, that's when pit stops are going to happen, that's what you're up to.
I don't know if this is what Jamie meant by Lake Delaware, but this is a good, reasonable facsimile, I would say. It runs about 10 pit stalls down behind us, and I wouldn't want to be traipsing through there today.
No, exactly, and that's where the crews can go to chill. Back in the grass area, if you're going to have a sandwich, Jamie, that's where you're going to go. Now they're all crammed up by the wall.
You said they're going to chill. I'm like, yeah, they're going to jump in for a swim today, right?
That's the options now.
I'd lose Jack if he fell in there. He'd be gone.
Just grab him by the hair. The kid's got a mane.
So the APC Series back in action May 30th. Flamborough Speedway will be our next event before Saturday, June 13th at Peterborough, and then back here at Delaware for the Canada Day 160 something, 159.
Canada Day 100 and change.
Yeah. So the Elite program was launched this year. So any full-time competitors on the series were eligible to register for the Elite program. And more prize money for these teams through that program. And there's upcoming races. APC Series 159 laps for the AC Delco 1:59 at Delaware Speedway. Of course, June 13th, round 3 will be at Peterborough, and May 30th at Flamborough Speedway.
All of it you can see on Racing America.
There's Coney. First appearance by Coney of the year.
Look at that orange helmet, reflective stripes on the suit, flashing beacon on the pylon itself.
He can put a pylon out in the track, or he can paint lines, one of the two, doesn't matter. Ready for it.
And hopefully that's a body camera strapped to the front of him. That'd be super. It's not, but it would be super.
Notice how he high steps it on and off the track pretty quick, though.
So for the initial start, the outside lane was the place to be. For this restart, let's see what Josh Stoddy is going to choose. It looks like he's pretty committed to the bottom.
Brandon Watson's going to go to the outside.
Kyle Steckley going to pick up a row. Taylor Holdaway going to pick up 2 rows. That's when you and your spotter have to be in lockstep, because Kyle Steckley jumped a row, but then once 2 more go to the inside, Taylor Holdaway, holy moly, he gets a great restart spot up in that 6th position.
Yeah, picked up a few spots. Reviews behind the 52 of Sheridan. And Dale Shaw right behind him in the 83. Dale got back to victory lane last year in APC action in that 83. He's got 3 career wins on tour, our inaugural champion all the way back in 2015. Won at Flamborough in 2015, Sunset in 2016, and then went 9 years before winning the final race at Sunset for the APC Tour last year. Second last race of the year. Gary Adrianson, pace car driver, going to drop it on down the field in the hands of primetime Josh Stoddy. He's got 2-time champ Brandon Watson on his outside, green in the air. Both those drivers blast away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, they got a great launch, the front row. I'm not sure. Kennington was given lots of space. He'll settle into that 4th spot. Josh Stoddy going to try to battle with Brandon Watson. A little bit of contact there in 3 and 4. Watson going to retake the lead.
Kyle Steckley gobbles up a couple spots, goes with the choose cone on the outside, and is able to clear Kennington. Now he's to the outside of Stoddy. Josh Stoddy coming under fire from the 2-time champ from Milverton. Steckley will get in line behind Stoddy, but here's Kennington poking his nose back to the bottom.
You could see Steckley really wanted to close the door, but Kennington, the veteran that he is, able to keep his nose down there. Steckley going to roll around the high side through turn number 2. Still not quite able to clear now. Kennington will slide in behind the 22. Kyle Steckley up to that 3rd spot.
Battle of the motor oils. You got the Pennzoil car on the outside, the Castro car down low. Here comes the Castro kid down to the inside. TJ Kennington making the bid for 3rd again. Off turn 2 down the Delaware Hill. Steckley by 3/4 of a car length, but Kennington's got his nose in the door.
DJ Kennington racing hard early in the event to try to maintain that 3rd spot. Kyle Steckley able to clear him on the front straightaway. Kyle Steckley in 3rd, but that battle has cost them about 10 car lengths to Josh Stoddy, and behind them it has allowed Donald Teague to close in, along with Jake Sheridan, 2 of the most aggressive drivers on the racetrack.
How about Brandon Watson? He has taken the lead from Stoddy. Has opened up a couple car lengths advantage. This is all going on about 8 or so car lengths ahead of this Steckley-Kennington battle. This is the race for 3rd off turn 4. Steckley in the 22, Kennington in the 17. Kennington will follow the tire tracks of Steckley as they race down into 1.
Cars we talked about getting involved in that incident is Jake Sheridan alongside Donald Teague. He'll move into the top 5. Kendra Adams looking good. She's making a move to the outside of Marshall Schrank.
What's going on in about 8th and 9th spot. Adams and Schrank doing battle back there.
The 83 at Dale Shaw, he had gotten involved. His car looks fine. Mike Bentley was on pit road. His car looks competitive. So does Ray Morneau in that 30.
Looks like we've still got 14 cars circling out there. We have lost 4 of them. Maltese with the motor, and then Pritico, Smith, and Gemmel all tied up in that lubrication spill down there in turn 3. Meanwhile, back to the battle for third. Steckley holds the spot. He keeps Kennington at bay down into 1 and 2, but neither one of them making up any ground on that front duo.
No, they're not. 12 laps into this one, very early in the going. But I talked about it a couple of times today, Jamie. These drivers, in talking to them earlier on, said it's, it's going to rain, the track's going to be green, it's going to get really cold. Everyone said it's going to get really cold. It has not. So the track temperature is a lot higher than these drivers would have expected.
And again, like we've talked about before, most tracks will tighten up as the sun goes down. There's Shaw beating away at the left rear of Kendra Adams. It's a race back there for 9th spot. Most tracks do tighten up as the night goes on, but this place at Delaware, maybe it's a combination of the concrete and the asphalt. It just seems to tighten up more than other places. We'll see who made the right adjustments and who made the right guess. Oh, there's more contact between Shaw and Adams. And she's holding up Dale Shaw. He has got places to go now. It's Bentley to the outside of Adams.
Mike Bentley had to bite the brakes on the front straightaway to avoid making contact with Adams, but then goes down into 1 and 2, fires it deep on the outside, gets into that oil dry, and he'll lose a few spots there in the 51.
I think he was in trouble even before he got to the oil dry. Mike Bentley just seemed to overdrive the corner down there in 3 and 4. Lost a couple spots. The bravery to go to the outside. Now he's going to try to get in line behind Junior Farley, but he's got Paul Major there in the 14 machine. The driver originally from Vernon, British Columbia. 3rd year behind the controls in this late model.
It's good to see Mike Bentley out there competing, though. He's had some tough seasons keeping that car on the racetrack, keeping it competitive, because back in the day, he always had speed, but had a lot of bad luck.
Mike Bentley has 18 career starts in the APC series. Adam, still looking for top 10 number 1, if you can believe it.
I can believe it, because if you look at all of those races, I'll bet you he did not finish most of them. Various things, gremlins. He was looking forward to a good season out there, and he's still in the battle.
It's a race for 7th right now. Taylor Holloway in the 41, the 22 S of Marshall Schrank. Schrank had a good night last evening here at Delaware Speedway. Defending modified champ, he opened up the 2026 modified season in his defense of the title. Best way to do it was with a win. He edged Steve McCaw in what was a thriller last evening here at Delaware Speedway. And he's got all the fenders on the car here today, and he's still working over Taylor Holloway off turn 4. Here's Schrank to the bottom. In the Cameron Cranes machine, he's got the line now in 1 and 2 on Holloway. They're door handle to door handle. They're even now. Schrank is leaving in the 22.
And a few laps after that contact in turn number 4, Kendra Adams had pulled away from Dale Shaw. He's reeled that gap back in. He's got Ray Morneau right behind him, so that battle is heating up back there with Kendra Adams holding on to the 9th spot. But Dale Shaw starting to close the distance on her back bumper.
Again, Dale Shaw, our inaugural champ of the APC series all the way back in 2015. Finished 5th last year in points on the strength of that one win. His first win in 9 years came at Sunset Speedway last, I forget, it was late August or September. And problems on the 51 of Mike Bentley. He slows and dodges down onto pit road in the Platinum One contracting machine.
Problems as well on the 80 of Donald Teagues. That car way off the pace.
And there is basically 2 distinct groups here. There is Brendan Watson, Stoddy, Steckley, Kennington, and maybe throw Sheridan in that group, and then there's everybody else half a track behind.
And Mike Bentley's crew is really not, they haven't even acknowledged that he's on pit road, and he is in his pit box, so that's not a good sign. Donald Teague's going to roll down. Clinton Jeffrey is right in the pit stall of that 80, and I'm guessing maybe brake problems. I think his right front brakes are on fire.
There's Jack on the scene. There's Kendra Adams. Dale Shaw's got by Kendra Adams. Now Adams trying to defend against Ray Morneau out of Windsor. Junior Farley in the mix as well in the 72. That is 9th, 10th, and 11th on your screen. Down the backstretch, Abby, our drone operator, getting a great shot of the white deuce of Kendra Adams, the Mobile 1 entry. The young lady from Innisfil, Ontario. And again, big congratulations to her and Jake Sheridan on their engagement last winter. And well, Morneau was trying to work Adams. He's got his hands full now. Junior Farley, winner from season opener back in 2024, has come calling on the rear bumper of the 30.
And these drivers have to go because Brandon Watson is right there within a half straightaway. Our race leader in the number 30 is closing in on this pack of cars.
And I don't know if it was all of a sudden, but it looks like the handle has just gone away on that 30. Ray Morneau, the last couple laps, just wicked loose. He tried to go after Kendra Adams. Now he's losing ground. He's fallen into the clutches of Junior Farley. You see, it's getting worse and worse. I think there's a tire going down on that 30.
Well, it's got to be something because that is a real handful for Ray Morneau. His teammate Brandon Watson leading the way has just put him a lap down. But he's going to have to hold on to that as long as he can.
Ray in the upstairs groove there as Paul Major moseys on by. Now here comes the 17 of Stoddy and the 22 of Steckley. This is the race for second right now, and they are kind of bottled up behind Paul Major as they try to get around Ray Morneau as well. Stoddy goes to the inside of Morneau, to the outside of Major. What's Steckley going to do here? Steckley will tuck into line, and he's going to follow Major to the outside as well.
Tell you a driver who's picked it up in the last few laps, Dale Shaw, the driver of the 83, got around Kendra Adams, got around Taylor Holdaway to pick up that 7th spot. Now trying to put some gap between himself and those cars is Kendra Adams going a lap down to Brandon Watson down into turn 3.
Morneau again with that loose race car now trying to hold off DJ Kennington. There's Dale Shaw in the 83 machine. And now the battle back up for second. 17 of Stoddy, 22 of Kyle Steckley. And race down into 3 and 4.
Two drivers. Go ahead, Clint.
I just got a quick report here of Donald Teach. The right front caliper has seized up on the 80 car. That has taken him out. He's out of the car here and talking now to his crew chief, who is Don Thompson Jr.
Yeah, I thought I had seen some flames down there out of the right front. That would explain it. Josh Stoddy having a bit of trouble getting around Junior Farley and Kendra Adams. Kyle Steckley right up under the rear deck lid of our defending series champion as they work down the back straightaway. Brandon Watson has set sail out in front of this one. A 5+ second gap on second place. Kyle Steckley, who just made a pass on Josh Stoddy.
And Stoddy's not going quietly. Now he will. He'll tuck in the line behind Steckley. Kyle Steckley up to P2. Shuffles Stoddy back to third. And Brandon Watson, there was a period of time where he just dominated. 2017, 2018. He won 11 of 17 races on tour. Won the championship in 17, the championship in 21, where he also won 3 races. 51 career starts, 19 wins for a 37% win percentage for Brandon Watson. You kind of knew when he was coming back, the rest of the field might be in a little bit of trouble.
Well, and with good support, Port City race cars are new to him, but that crew clearly did their homework, got the right setup underneath him, and he can drive just about anything. And right now, a 3/4 straightaway lead over Kyle Steckley with Josh Stoddy in tow. DJ Kennington not letting them get too far out ahead.
On Kennington in 5th spot, you've got Jake the Snake Sheridan, who's almost an entire straightaway, a little over a straightaway behind. He's still got 4 lap cars to get through before he even has a crack at Kennington, make it 5 now. And how about Kyle Steckley in the Pennzoil APC machine? There's Jake the Snake Sheridan. Had a great season last year, second in points, just came up a little short to Josh Stoddy.
Ray Morneau is trying to make some moves, trying to get around Paul Major in that 14. They're right behind Kendra Adams, but as you pointed out, Shane, he can get to the inside. He probably will right there in 4, but the car is just so loose. He's having a hard time getting back to the throttle.
We'll see what his experience pays off. He's to the inside of Major down into 1 and 2 down the Delaware Hill. Major on the top side, Morneau on the bottom. And this got to be a boost for the morale of that Paul Major team. He's found even more speed here tonight as Morneau almost had a moment off turn 4.
He's done that a few times. Like, he is driving for all he is worth. The car just not cooperating with what he wants it to do.
Just there down the backstretch, if you were watching close, he did give it a little wiggle side to side. Just to check out to make sure nothing's broken or really wrong. I mean, obviously something's amiss on that car. And how about this from a confidence standpoint for Paul Major? You're racing against Ray Morneau, who's a former track champ, and you're keeping him behind you. So, again, kudos to the Major team. They brought a pretty good piece here in 2026. And good to see Paul get his season off on a good run.
No, it is for sure. I'm looking at our rundown here, and it is not a 9-second advantage for our race leader.
0.77 we got there.
Why did that just change? I'm looking at their last lap times, almost identical. Kyle Steckley's was faster, but by a couple thousandths of a second. Similar lap times being run right now between Brandon Watson and Kyle Steckley. Of course, one is a Port City car, one is a McCall car. And that gap isn't 0.7 seconds either. That's 0.7 seconds would be about a car length.
McCall Racing Enterprises Midway leader, there he is. From Stainer, Ontario, the Ellis Don Gallagher Insurance number 30. Also sponsored by Dutch Brothers Concrete. That's Brandon Watson in that 30 machine. And he's led for quite a while now in that 30W.
So halfway through, halfway to go. Now we're going to see who's got the long setup in their race car. Kyle Steckley is pulled away from Josh Stoddy. He's got about a half a straightaway on Stoddy. Watson's got about a half a straightaway on Steckley.
While that was going on, we were watching Morneau on the screen. He's got by Paul Major and almost gave the spot back as he was swatting flies coming out of turn 2 last time by. And trying to get that thing to cut to the bottom, and it just gets loose on him. He works to the inside of Kendra Adams. This is for 10th spot now.
A race leader. Problem for the race leader, Brandon Watson. Kyle Steckley goes around. That's a flat right front tire.
And I think we're going to have a lay and pray by the 30 here.
Well, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't once you get to that position. And this is the veteran savvy.
He just backed up on the track, and race officials none too happy.
At this point, and Brandon's dragging the sway bar.
Everything that's sitting low on the right front, pretty much.
So they'll be able to swap out the right front tire, but what damage will have been done? I think Jackson's getting to the point where we can throw him a challenge. Try to get the suspension on the right front, the sway bar, where it might be dragging, where the sparks come from. There won't be a lot of room to get in there, and that's what they're looking at now. And I think they've lost the sway bar. Great job, Jackson.
The sway bar link is broken here on the front of this car, guys, and that's the issue. Brandon has got his helmet off, and it looks like he's getting out of the car already. They just told him, stay in the car. So he's buttoning everything back up and trying to get the window net back in place as we have a plethora of cars down here.
So what happens, and even the officials are talking about it up here, because race director was Trevor Hamley was very clear, don't back up on my racetrack. Brandon probably should, and no driver wants to do this, wait for a tow truck, because they just ground the head of that bolt off. So as long as he can get the bolt out of there, they should be able to get a new bolt in there, as long as it's not dragging the ground from a flat tire.
Well, just in front of us here, the Morneau crew checking on the tire pressures. They have made a major right rear adjustment. Now they got the hood up on the 30-car teammate for these guys too.
Tough day for the Kerry Cash Racing team.
Two gorgeous fast cars, but obviously, Jamie, not the trouble they needed here. Now Holdaway going to work on the 41 car. They're making some adjustments here to this one, checking tire pressures and stagger on the 41 as well.
And these are drivers we expect to compete for points, so it matters. Getting them back out onto the track, getting them competitive if possible, is a huge deal.
And Clint, TV doesn't do it justice. How cool and how bright is the orange on that 30 car?
Yeah, I need my sunglasses down here. It is definitely one we will be watching all season, and all kinds of drivers down here. They're talking to Holdaway through the window. They're talking to Morneau through the window, and they've told Brandon Watson to stay in the car. We'll get down here and check out what's going on with him as he still sits patiently while the crew works here on this 30.
See him trying to get a new sway bar bolt in there.
Yeah.
Well, we just got word also there'll be a one-lap penalty for Brandon Watson for backing up on the track, so that's going to make their troubles a little bit deeper here, guys.
Well, it could be better than waiting for the pace truck and losing laps under green because you don't have enough time to. You're waiting for the tow truck, excuse me, and losing laps under green because you're not already working on it. Or B, he does a lap with it like that, and it's even in worse shape.
To his benefit, he lapped half the field. So now he's just with all the cars he put a lap down earlier if they can get this problem fixed.
You see him trying to. Oh, there's.
So that's where it's ground off.
Yeah.
Beautiful camera work. That top, the bottom of that piece should look the same as the top of that piece. There should be more metal there.
Now there's 3 holes there. Can you put it in a different hole?
Yes, but that's a big adjustment to the race car. So he's going to take the first available hole, but that's why if you trusted the tow truck team that they would get there quickly and get you, all of that damage happened after he flattened the right front tire. So the less driving you do, the better. Jackson's killing it. That was really good camera work to be able to show the crew. And is our telestrator work, guys? All right, we're going back to green next time, I believe. Yeah, lights are out on the pace car. But, man, I should have jumped on that because we actually could have drawn. And
other than just happy faces.
Well, and yeah.
There's Brandon Watson waiting for the crew to get done.
They're getting close down there.
We are going back green. This time by Stoddy on the bottom, Steckley up top, and Steckley will pull out front. Closes the door on Stoddy down into 1 and 2. Kennington side by side with Jake Sheridan, who's now a factor in the 52. Stoddy runs second. Kennington side by side with Sheridan for third.
When it comes to championship runs, it's that what you can do on a night that does not go your way. It's the points you can make up, and Jake Sheridan was frustrated earlier. They didn't like what the carburetor was doing. They couldn't change it, and here he is out there battling in the top 3.
There's Dale Shaw, Kendra Adams. There's Brandon Watson rolling back onto the Speedway. Good news for Brandon Watson fans, but I believe he will find himself, 2 laps down right now.
2 laps down, but out there collecting points will be Brandon Watson in the 30. How did he get out in front of the leader? I swear he came down pit road the same time Kyle did, but quickly up to speed out there is Watson in that 30 car.
question is, does he have enough time to unlap himself? Twice. I mean, you can get that lucky dog, but he's got to get one back on his own probably to be in lucky dog position. But still, with the DNFs that we've seen tonight, still finds himself in 12th spot right now.
Well, there's 6 cars on the lead lap. Dale Shaw is the last car on the lead lap. Then Junior Farley runs in 7th, 1 lap down.
Major Holdaway, Morneau, and Kendra Adams also 1 lap down. Dale Shaw, Holdaway side by side down through 3 and 4.
The Ray Morneau 30 car looks a lot more drivable than it did earlier on.
He's side by side with Holdaway now. That's for position. 1 lap down, and Morneau will mosey on by.
Junior Farley right now is in the free pass position unofficially in the 7th spot.
Look at this. We haven't talked about him too much tonight, but up in the 5th spot, Marshall Schrenk. How about that? Limited experience for the 22 in the late model. Ran full-time last year, has made a couple of series starts, but I'd be pleased with this performance out of that 22 machine. There's Marshall and Cameron Crane's entry.
Kyle Steckley is the race leader. Brandon Watson has been able to maintain that gap in front of him. So he needs a yellow. And as you say, Jamie, he would really probably have to pass the 6 cars on the lead lap under green to get to 1 lap down and then hope for a free pass.
And we are closing in on a regular Friday night feature for late model here at Delaware Speedway, so he is running out of time and probably would need some well-timed cautions.
Let's throw some attention, though, on the race leader, Kyle Steckley. In that APC number 22, he leads Josh Stoddy by about 8 car lengths down the front straightaway. Stoddy comes in with a ton of confidence, defending series champion. They went down and ran speed weeks at New Smyrna Speedway in Florida this winter.
Kyle Steckley, 7 wins over the last 2 years. Well, it's 2 more in 2023.
Josh Stoddy just ran his fastest lap of the race, about 1/10 of a second quicker than Kyle Steckley.
The question is, how hard is Steckley pushing it? Comfortable 5 car length gap over Stoddy right now.
He wasn't quite as quick that lap, but still almost 1/10 of a second faster than Kyle Steckley.
Steckley comes into the night second, tied for second all-time in wins on the APC Tour. Of course, Brandon Watson leads the all-time list with 19. And Kyle Steckley right now in a tie with another 2-time champ, J.R. Fitzpatrick. Both of them with 11 career wins. Steckley trying to bump that number to 12, and he's only 33 laps away from doing it.
Wow, and they're playing fast laps. Kyle Steckley just turned his quickest lap. Josh Stoddy said, oh yeah, watch this. He went quicker again. So as both of those drivers are picking up speed by about 1/10 of a second on a given lap, Josh Stoddy, the last 4 laps in a row, has been 1/10 of a second faster than the race leader. That's why that gap is closing in.
Steckley and Stoddy now going to be getting into lap traffic here before too long. Kendra Adams about a straightaway in front. We've still got Brandon Watson to deal with, but it doesn't seem like Steckley's been able to close up on him.
And now they swapped speed again. That time Steckley was 1/10 faster, and the pace has dropped just a little bit. As the sun goes away, that is changing things. The track fully in shade right now. But there's a little bit of traffic in front of these leaders. Brandon Watson is going to catch Kendra Adams in that too. If that slows things down enough for the leaders to get there, it could get messy for Kyle Steckley and Josh Stoddy. Jake Sheridan holding down the 3rd spot, with DJ Kennington just a handful of car lengths behind him in 4th.
Good run for Kennington, rounding out the top 5 again. Marshall Schrenk in the 22, one of our regular Delaware late model competitors. He has a handful of starts on tour, but having his career best run here right now. 6th place, last car on lead laps, Dale Shaw there. You see Kennington trying to do something with Jake the Snake Sheridan, and Sheridan's looking strong in that 52 machine.
Steckley got around Kendra Adams in a good spot. Josh Dottie got around her as well. He had to work a little bit harder. Advantage Josh Dottie.
We're going to be down to 25 laps to go when they come by this time. There's that lead battle, Steckley, Stottie, and Stottie hasn't folded, that's for sure.
Brandon Watson's been able to keep that gap out ahead of the race leaders. He runs in the 11th spot, a couple laps down to the leaders. Not sure if that additional lap penalty has been applied yet or not. But it's fun to watch the advantage he's got over Steckley, and still lots of speed in that 30 car as Josh Dottie closes the gap, yet still 2 car lengths between Kyle Steckley and Josh Dottie running in the 2nd spot.
As Dottie proved last year, he knows how to win a championship. Went to Sunset Speedway to open the season, picked up the win, and never looked back in that 17 machine. So a couple of champs going at it down into 3 and 4. Steckley still leads the way. Stottie is there, and Josh Dottie has picked up some car lengths on him here. This one is a long ways from over as we close in on 20 to go.
Both of these drivers are on McCall chassis. As Kyle Steckley was saying, he had to get used to what the chassis was going to do. It had been a couple of years since he had run one. And like you said, how impressive is Marshall Schrank in that 22, running in the top 5?
Having a good run. Again, he's a defending.
Whoa, trouble out of 4. Ray Morneau goes around. That's going to draw a yellow flag. He had been battling with the handling on that 30 car for a long, long time. It looked like they had got things better with the pit stop.
Morneau's going to get up and rolling in that Liuna local 1059 machine.
That is not a place you want to spin out. Inside wall, outside wall. That car looked like it was dog tracking a little bit. Does that look crooked?
It seemed to be crooked every time it was coming off the corner, but I think everything's still pointing in the right direction.
Seems to be. It looked like it was crab walking when it came down the front stretch. Dale Shaw in the 83 going to come down pit road. Let's have a look at this replay from our 2-speed motorsports camera.
And just stepped out on him.
That camera angle shows you why you would not, in case anyone thought there was funny business going on, nobody's going to spin out there intentionally. So possibly a brake problem. The crew had to help them stop that car.
Well, down here on the 41 car Holdaway, they just put in spring rubber in the left rear, and they're looking at possibly another one there. They're going to change that up. Morneau's got the hood up. They're putting fluid here in the 30 car. And it looks like that maybe some brake fluid they're working on there, guys.
Tough place to get around with no brakes.
No, and that's not something you want to top up during the race. Like if you've lost brake fluid, there's a reason.
If you've lost some, you're going to lose more.
Yeah, so that's the situation down here for Morneau. Brake fluid going in under the hood of the 30 car. Now they're reaching for some vice grips, maybe just going to clamp a line off in here. Yeah, they're going to clamp off that right front brake line with a set of vice grips.
Oh, that car's going to turn on a dime now.
It's almost better than a hot dog in the radiator.
And right? Like, yeah, I got the vice grips on, but someone better get a zip tie or some speed tape to tape this thing. Here come the zip ties in, and they're going to zip tie that vice grips right to the chassis.
That is backyard engineering right there.
Red-green Randy Morneau.
So obviously explain what's going on in the right front. They've got some sort of brake leak. They will clamp that one line off. They'll still have brakes on the other 3 corners here if they can make this one work.
Now, those lines look, is that braided line, Clinton? It's hard for me to see because it's moving.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy to pinch.
So that's, yeah. you know.
There's a reason you use braided lines, right? So they don't fail. And now you're trying to make it fail. So the choose is completed. Steckley will take the outside. Stoddy on the bottom.
22 laps to go. This will be an exciting finish.
The big question, does either Sheridan or Kennington have anything for these front two? And can Marshall Schrenk maybe find a way on the podium? And smart racing by Dale Shaw, too. He's running 6th, last car on the lead lap. You might as well make a pit stop and throw something at it.
Absolutely. You know, the other driver I'm impressed with, Jamie, and tell me if you disagree, is Kendra Adams. She struggled last year.
This is probably the best we've seen from Kendra here today. She has not looked out of place one bit. Her and Dale Shaw did some good racing together. Her and Ray Morneau did some good racing together. When you're racing against two champions like that and holding your own. So kudos to the young lady from Innisfil in the white deuce. Having a great run here today. Green flag out. Steckley down into 1. Stoddy on the bottom. Steckley up top. Sheridan trying to throw his hat in the ring. He wants a shot at this W as well.
You know, Sheridan's going to get up on the wheel for this restart. He's able to close that gap. They were not able to replicate the lap times of Kyle Steckley and Josh Stoddy.
Stoddy, that car not working on the bottom. Now Kennington takes a spin to the outside as well. Stoddy will get in line finally. He holds the Castro kid back. Schrenk runs 6th. Shaw in 7th.
No, Schrenk is 5th.
5th. Shaw 6th. Junior Farley now back on the lead lap, courtesy of the Lucky Dog.
Let's see if the adjustments that Shaw made in the pits might pay off. And here goes Brandon Watson. He's got to go. He's got to go quickly, try to pass his way to pick up a lap and then hope for a yellow.
Right now, it's showing him just 1 lap down. So he could be in the Lucky Dog position right now. He might have been racing for his life there, keeping the leaders behind him. This is why we announce and don't score, right, Adam?
Well, there was some conversation going on about the penalty that was levied to Brandon Watson and whether it was fair or not. I don't get involved in those conversations, but I listen with a keen ear.
Well, he's only 1 lap down. He's in the Lucky Dog position right now. But he's not waiting for a yellow. He's on the attack, going after Marshall Schrenk down the front stretch. The Dutch Brothers Concrete, Lyune at 10:59. Ellis Don sponsored entry of Brandon Watson. Gets by Marshall Schrenk. That's not for position, though. Again, Watson's still 1 lap behind the leaders with 17 left to go.
Oh, trouble again.
And it's Steckley.
Kyle Steckley with a right front gone down. Clinton, I think your microphone was still on, perhaps. No, it's all good, just in case you. So here again, Kyle Steckley with the right front down. If he drives that car all the way around the track, there is a very good chance he is going to grind the bolt off of that sway bar.
As indicated by the sparks coming out of the right front of the car.
But every crew chief, Scott Steckley, is brilliant when it comes to a race car. Wants that driver to drive the car back. So, Jack, you've got the same mission as you did last time when they pull that right front off. Have a look and see if the sway bar is dangling. And we're going to see Steckley does a great job to keep that car off of the outside wall.
It was right about the time he started braking, it let go. And tough break for Kyle Steckley, who had taken over the mantle from Brandon Watson. And they're going to work on the right front of that 22 machine.
Well, down here, guys, we'll follow this one. We're looking for the same damage as you mentioned on the Watson car. They were able to get that one fixed. I don't see anything broken. It looks like just a right front here for the Steckley car. Taking a good look under there, the sway bar, everything still appear connected. All the bolts look in good shape. We'll watch and see what they do. Scott Steckley handing parts over here to the guys, and they looks like they're going to make an adjustment here. to the right front shock, guys, so they're going to take a moment here to make this car better if they can. They're going to have to hustle from the back with limited laps, but we don't see any major damage other than the right front sneaker.
Looks like they're swapping shims on that right front shock there, and there you see the tire let go, and good job by Steckley to keep it out of the fence.
And Clint, they're pretty busy, but see if perhaps there's a crew chief nearby that can explain what are these teams doing to their right fronts that are causing them to go down. Like, are they blowing out the right fronts, or is there an aggressive camber setting?
I got Pete Shepard here, and he'll talk to us once he gets done working, so we'll get it right from the crew of the 22 car here in just a moment's time.
I was even going to suggest Pete. He gets laser focused sometimes.
Scott Steckley running in with shims from another team about 5 pit stalls down.
They got shims for their shims in there.
So that tells me something may have failed in the car. They're having... no, they're just...
So we'll get in here in just a moment, guys. I'll turn up to you, but as soon as we get a chance with Pete, I'm going to jump back in.
Would it be a case of the shock not... They're lengthening, so compressing, decompressing? Is that why they're packing so many shims in there?
The opposite of that. It's like they're trying to stop it from compressing as far as it was compressing. You add shims in there, it's going to hold the car up however far. If you put half an inch of shims in there, the car is going to drop half an inch less when it noses into the corner.
Pete, what do you know about the car? What's causing the right front to blow?
Don't know for sure, Clinton. I don't know if they're running over something or not, but as the other leader, sway bar arm broke off, so just going to ride it right now.
You guys are putting shims in the shock. What's the story there? What was it to steal with the adjustments you guys were putting in with the shims?
Just extra packer so the car won't travel, being the sway bar is broken.
Appreciate it. There you have it, guys. Extra shims since the sway bar is not functioning properly to keep the travel limited.
That is the red-green fix for that, isn't it?
It's the best you can do with the limited resources you have of a yellow flag. So really, Kyle Steckley is fortunate. He's on the lead lap.
And Brandon Watson should be back on the lead lap now, folks.
It looks like he is.
So we've got Stoddy, Sheridan, Marshall Schrank having a career run, DJ Kennington, Junior Farley, Dale Shaw on the lead lap, and how about Brandon Watson back on the lead lap now in the 30. The 22 of Steckley also still on the lead lap, but we'll see just what goes on with the performance of that 22 car here in the late going. 17 laps left to go to decide this. It's Sheridan on the outside, gets a good jump on Stoddy. He had half a car length on him heading down into one, but Stoddy not giving up on the bottom.
Stoddy down low in the 17. Sheridan up high in the 52 will try to squeeze the door shut. Stoddy not going to give up that inside lane. A little bit of contact on exit. Sheridan pinches him down on the front straightaway.
Definitely some contact, some good hard racing. It's the Raptor Filters, number 52 on the high side, the Canadian Flat Roof System 17 of Stoddy. And that time Stoddy just used him up going down into turn 3. Jake Sheridan is not going to be happy at this point.
And DJ Kennington, I think Sheridan might have even waved out the window at DJ because he backed out so Sheridan could drop in. If he was going to take action, DJ wanted to be there to benefit from it, so let Sheridan in to do what he was going to do.
So Josh Stoddy, by his own admission, he struggled at Delaware here over the years, but he could be in line for a victory right now.
Steckley is putting off a lot of sparks in the corner. And look at that. The roll on that car is wild without the sway bar. Look at it. Looks like a dirt pro stock out there.
Wow. He's dragging something.
Out in front, Josh Stoddy by about half a dozen car lengths with 12 laps to go this time.
And how about this? Up into 6th now. You want to talk about turning your fortunes around today. Brandon Watson, in what was looking like a disastrous run, he's going for 5th now against Junior Farley down into 1 and 2. On the bottom, here comes Brandon Watson, the 2-time champ. Junior Farley, Sunset winner in 2024 on the outside, and give the spot to the 30 of Brandon Watson.
Watson is on the charge. Kyle Steckley is a one-man highlight reel right now because every time you see sparks coming off the back of the 22, it is not on the rubber of the right rear anymore. It is on the metal of the frame of that car.
Definitely works better on the tires than on the chassis going through the corners. Look at that car. He's almost putting the left front up in the air like a dirt late model.
Oh, it will. If he drives it hard enough, 100%, that'll come up. And the only reason it's not is because he can't get back to the gas hard enough because the frame is dragging.
So Steckley just trying to limp his way through this. He runs 8th right now. But out front, it's all Josh Stoddy looking for his first career win at Delaware Speedway. Less than 10 laps to go for primetime Josh Stoddy. And here's a replay of Steckley. Yeah, left front right off the ground. He carried that thing for 20 feet.
So a lot of dirt cars used to do that, dirt late models, and Scott Bloomquist, the late Scott Bloomquist, who was brilliant when it came to setting up cars and building cars. That you ever see a horse win the Kentucky Derby on 3 legs? So I like all 4 tires on the ground.
And Steckley, despite this handling issue, he's going after Dale Shaw in the 83, who's going after the car that Dale owns, the 72 of Junior Farley. Maintained out of the Shaw Motorsports camp.
Every position matters, but right now, Josh Stoddy putting it to them, driving away as Dale Shaw crosses over Junior Farley. Beautiful move by Shaw on the 83 to get to the inside of the 72 of Farley.
Shaw gets the spot there, and now here comes Steckley.
Steckley might have to back out of it, and he will as they close in on Ray Morneau.
Look at who's hanging with those guys. The 14 of Paul Major.
Yeah, it's got to feel great for Major in the 14. Brandon Watson has caught up to Marshall Strength. Watson to the inside of that 22. 5 laps to go. Now 4 laps to go here at Delaware.
Great battle going on. Watson and Schrank, and Watson will mosey on by to the inside. Move Brandon Watson now up to P4. Schrank back to 5th. Still having a career run in the double deuce, but no match for the 2-time series champ Brandon Watson, the Stainer driver, now up into 4th and trying to hunt down DJ Kennington, but he's only got 3 laps left to do it.
Not a lot of time for Watson. Looking further back, Kyle Steckley. It's just watching him muscle that race car around the track is something to see, but laps are winding down. It is time to focus on the driver out in front. With all of the talk of Brandon Watson, Kyle Steckley, Big Guns, Jake Sheridan looking as good as he's ever looked. Josh Stoddy is the defending champion, deserves his name coming out of our mouths, Jamie, as he leads at the white flag.
London Recreational Racing, white flag in the air. The Canadian Flat Roof Systems, Vinnie's Masonry, number 17 from Chesley, Ontario. Off turn 4 for the final time of the season opener for the 2nd year in a row. Josh Stoddy goes to victory lane in our opener. And he is the point leader, or should be the point leader, leaving Delaware Speedway here today.
Jake Sheridan comes home 2nd. DJ Kennington rounds out the podium. Brandon Watson, an impressive 4th place finish. There might be a further penalty coming. We don't know about that. With Marshall Schrank rounding out the top 5.
Career run for the 22, one of our local drivers. And there's Josh Stoddy going up by the fence. Looks like it's Polish Day at Delaware Speedway.
It's the thing to do.
We got the Polish victory lap, or half a lap, from Darrell Lake a little earlier on in the Dayco Superstock feature. So you drive that way so you can wave to the fans. Right now he's just waving to the billboards. But he'll come back around the front stretch. Josh Stoddy, your defending series champ. Win number 4 of his career. The first one came back in Sauble in 2022. Also a couple victories at Sunset, and this is the first time he's been to victory lane at Delaware Speedway, just not even just in the series event, but he has yet to win a Friday night late model feature, and he picks up the big one here today to open the season with the Dayco 100 win. How about that?
He is pretty pumped up about it too, banging on the roof of that 17. Clinton Jeffrey is on the scene as Stoddy pulls in to Epic Raceway Victory Lane.
Well, as you mentioned, Jamie started the year with the win last year, carried it to the championship. Obviously hopeful this will do the same here tonight. What a wild race that was. A lot of up and downs for a lot of drivers here today, but the one driver who is working his way to the front is this driver who sits here in Epic. And we get going again. Here he is. Josh is ready to jump out of that car. As we sit down here, Fuel Factory Victory Lane, ready to get things going. He'll get the Hans device off, checkered flag in hand, and he's almost ready to climb out and greet these fans. He will get a hat. He'll get it adjusted, have a quick word with the crew, and work his way out. He's the defending and reigning champion here of the APC Late Model Series. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, into Fuel Factory Victory Lane. How about it for the champ, Josh Stoddy? Josh, what a drive here today. You know, that last restart got pretty dicey with you and Sheridan. You were determined to not lose this race today. Talk about those last 10 for us.
Yeah, I feel like this is the best chance at winning a race at Delaware that I've ever had, and Jake and I got into one another. He's tough here, and but we race good, and you know, I'm speechless. I've always wanted to win here so bad. A feature with a Ford. Especially a Dayco sponsored event because Dayco's on my car. So for Bob and the Dayco clan, I'm so happy I could get this done for everyone. Wish my kids and my wife and my mom were here, but man, what a drive. This car was amazing.
First Delaware win, second year where you start off the season with the win. It carried you to the championship last year. This has got to feel really good going into the next event.
Hell yeah, these guys have been working really hard. This team, we're a bunch of small town pavers, and we got it done again. And winning opening night is cool. It kind of takes a little bit of pressure off for getting that first feature event in the 2026 season. But I didn't know if I wanted to lead there, to be honest. Everyone that was leading was braking, so with 17 to go, I was like, oh my goodness, I hope this doesn't happen to me. But she held strong, and I'm really happy, really proud of my team that's here and follows me everywhere. Thank you.
Great start to 2026. Congrats, Josh.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks to the fans for coming out and holding out the rain.
Josh Stoddy wins race number 1 of 2026 here for the APC Late Model Series. Jake Sheridan talking to brother Nicky here. Jake, I know you're disappointed whenever you don't stand on that top step, but after what you told us earlier today, this has got to feel kind of all right.
100%. Honestly, it's just disappointing to I don't know, show up like that, I guess. So, hey, we had the issues we did, but man, what a great recovery. I mean, honestly, really only thanks to the people's misfortunes, unfortunately. But hate that for those guys. That lap 3 deal, I hate that for some of those really good cars. So, maybe we did what we could. We fought all day, and no lack of effort in practice made the thing better. And for a little engine issue and a major front suspension issue, we did all right.
You did your best to hold off Stoddy there in the last restart. Talk about that lap for us. It looked pretty dicey coming down to the line.
There's not much to say. I feel like he walked out way in front of me there on the restart, and I don't know what you're supposed to do that. He did everything he could. I mean, he pinched me in the fence, left me 6 inches, and I guess that's all you're supposed to ask for. But just didn't have the car to be there, man. It was just so tight in the short run. It took me 10, 12 laps to really get turning. I feel like if I could have been there with him at the end of the last couple laps of the race, I could have held him off. But he had a really good car. So honestly, man, hats off to those guys. They had a good car, and they were better than us today. And happy to walk out with the P2 on we weren't so sure we were going to see today, so happy to walk out with the podium.
Great recovery, Jake.
Thank you so much. Really want to thank Raptor Filters, Prize Seeds, Reynolds Trucking, Harvesting, Huge this year, McCall's Racing, Bradman Farms. Everyone did a hell of a job again, and thanks for their support.
Thanks, Jake. We'll get over here and talk to DJ Kennington. DJ, solid drive to come home. This is a lot better than we were last fall when you took your car home in a basket. It's got to feel good to come here to Delaware, a place you love, and run good and run with some of these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we had a great car. Castro car was awesome all night. Just too tight on the short runs. On the restarts there, didn't matter if we were top or bottom. I just could not go about 6-7 laps. Get it? 6-7. But see, I got a daughter. You know how that works. But it would take a while for the thing to come in. And then after a long run, it was really good. So thanks to McCall's. Thanks to everybody who put this together, Castro, Brimstone, CIM, all of our partners that help us. Appreciate it. And I hope the fans had a decent show. And congrats to Josh Stoddy. And we'll hopefully be back to do some more.
You're third in points. You going to be at Flamborough?
We'll see.
All right, there's DJ Kennington, everybody. How about it for DJ Kennington? Jake Sheridan, your winner of round number 1. Primetime Josh Stoddy. That'll do it from trackside. Guys, take us home.
Yeah, let's tell you the full field rundown, and we'll say goodnight. And before we do that, to the fans, thank you so much for showing up today. Thank you so much for waiting out that inclement weather, tornado warnings. Our phones were going off like crazy. hats off for sticking around. I think you were treated to a fantastic show. Josh Dottie, the winner. Jake Sheridan, second. DJ Kennington, third. Brandon Watson, fourth. Marshall Schrank rounds out the top 5.
Dale Shaw comes home 6th. Junior Farley 7th. Kyle Steckley 8th, your final car in the lead lap. Paul Major, career best finish in 9th, 1 lap down. Taylor Holdaway also 1 lap down in 10th.
Finishing 11th, it was Kendra Adams. 12th, Ray Morneau. 13th, Donald Teach. 14th, Mike Bentley. 15th, Connor Pritico.
Also not finishing DNFs for Brady Smith, who winds up 16th. Shea Gemmel, who finishes 17th. And Connor Maltese, in his first APC start in the 23, comes home 18th.
Thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of Jamie Mods and Clinton Jeffrey, I'm Adam Ross saying so long from Delaware Speedway. We'll see you at the end of the month from Flamborough Speedway.